when they place that in a glyph and they're speaking of a who? A person, this person, he has this type of characteristics. So
Right.
therefore, once again, you are agreeing that this glyph gives personality and points out a person.
Right.
So I mean,
Yeah.
I get everything
Yeah.
else you can
They
continue to teach,
consider
Yeah.
but I'm just
Yeah.
humanity.
saying that's a
Yeah.
determinative.
You're
Yeah.
right.
So,
But
and not only
is
that,
that what you
you
call a
said,
determinative? Then that's what it is.
then,
Actually,
A
and
100%.
determine. It determines
you
something,
said
right?
the
Right.
glyph will have. You said the glyph will have a falcon, and it'll be talking about he or him, right?
He said he
So
not.
does the
He said
metanator
he
have
not.
personal pronouns like him, her, his, they, them?
You mean like it does it determine what's is something
No, I'm
masculine or
saying
feminine?
in the metanator language, do they
Right.
have things like him, her, his, the, of?
Of course.
Hey,
What
I knew
what what about
Negro.
what about do they have things in the glyph to determine whether something is plural or not?
I don't
Yes,
think so.
definitely.
Okay,
They do.
then
Yes.
we both agree that the
Yeah.
metanator is full of determinatives.
It is. And like
Okay,
you
so
said it. You said all
there we
languages have determinative. All
yeah
languages
there
have
there
that.
we go.
Yeah.
The end of the debate. That shit's gonna be
Hey,
But what
but
first
if
but
they
round
how
did,
knockout.
if they did, then we'd be able to speak the Kemetic language by now.
No, that's different. Like
no.
to say the metanator don't have determinatives when all languages have determinatives is
Yeah.
disingenuous at best. It's like saying
Well, look at
it's
the
like
word
Not
saying
only that,
determinative.
niggas was too
not
stupid
only
to
that,
put
it's
sentences
like
together.
it's
Well, look
like
at the word determinative.
the
Means to
falcon.
determine something, right?
Yeah,
You're going to determine
yeah,
something,
not
right?
only that, the falcon.
Sure.
They didn't just place the falcon for ordinary people. This identified kings, queens, and
Right.
gods.
Right,
You
Specifically.
know
because
what
they
I'm
had the
saying?
ability to look
And
over the storms. That's right.
right.
They had the ability to
The
look over the
all
drama
seer,
of the
right?
people. Yes. Right. All seer. Yeah. That's a fact.
So
Yes.
even if he reached for the falcon, he did whatever he reached for in his debate. The
Yeah,
try
because
to say that
all that shit is determinative. All of it.
all of it is determinatives that
The entire
indicate he.
metadata is nothing but determinatives.
Right. You know,
Rather you looking at the glyphs or you looking at the actual characters in the script, nigga, all that shit is determinatives.
right. You can look to any meta dictionary and just look up the word person itself, and you can see exactly what we think.
Yeah,
Well,
and
if you go into the dictionary and you look up the word determinative, right? Determinative, right? It means to serving to define,
Right,
qualify,
right, right.
or
Exactly.
direct.
And that's
Exactly.
like
So
that.
you
Right.
have to define. Yeah, yeah. You have to define things. Yeah.
And that's how they use the in the meta to point to exact meaning. And they tell you like without determinatives, you basically have an ambiguous term. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So the determinatives were used to point to exact meaning because you have multiple words that share the same consonantal root or the same phonetics that appear as the same word. So the
right,
determinatives were used to indicate specific and
right.
A
without the
specific thing, right?
right,
A definitive, a
right.
decisive,
So
Yeah,
conclusive.
yeah,
Yes.
when
Right.
they put an I up there, a lot of times they actually be talking about an I, or they be talking about C to see. You see what I'm saying? That's a whole determinative right there.
Right. But
Just to see
right.
when they
Right.
talk about the sun, they literally put a sun glyph up there, nigga. That's a sun, it don't mean
Right.
snake, it don't mean tree, it means sun, and that
Right.
it defines what that thing is. You see what I'm saying?
Yes. I
And
agree
it's
with
like,
that. Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's like for God to be like, oh, it ain't no determinatives in the metadata, nigga. It's like, nigga, that mean that we don't know how
No,
to talk.
no,
We can't
no.
put
Right,
words
right, right.
together.
No, no. Like I said, the metadata. When you look at some of that, yeah, it's a lot of determinatives in it because
Yeah,
it
yeah,
defines
the
it
majority. I
conclusive.
mean, it's a pictorial language.
It's
It's
a
a
thought.
pictorial
It's a
language. The
thought.
whole thing is
Yeah,
determinative.
yeah. You want a precise thought that you want to get across. It's
You
you
gotta have
communicating,
determinative.
and
You gotta
you
have
have
them.
to have to. Right. I'm talking about that sun that you see up there. I'm talking about that sun, conclusive. That sun. So
right,
that's
right.
determining. I'm
Hey,
determining that
speaking of
conclusive.
sun, can I
Yeah.
ask you this real quick?
What's that?
Do you believe that the sun travels around another star?
do the sun travel around? Do our sun's soul travel around another star?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it travels around a whole bunch of stars, but I think it rotates around the galactic center.
Yes.
You got that
That's
part
also
right.
fake,
Well,
though.
well, I looked it up
That's a fact.
because Osby teaches that the sun travels around another.
Well, yeah,
sun.
well, everything is traveling,
That
expanding.
science. That's
There's nothing
been
expanding.
just like the vortex thing is
Lie.
being bumped. This science is pseudo in their book. Well, go ahead, y'all.
Universe. This is how you know the universe ain't expanding, and that was a lie. Because
The universe, you
the,
think it's
the stars
expanding?
still line up with the pyramids. If we were, just let me get it out. If we were expanding for all these centuries, why would the stars still be lined up with the pyramids if we were ever expanding?
Here's the
You
thing,
got to make
brother.
it make sense. If we were ever expanding,
here's the thing.
like they said, why are the stars still lined up? Why
Well,
is Polaris in the same spot if we are ever expanding?
Brother,
Come on, man.
Because something
Because-
expands. Well, hold on. Because if something expands, doesn't mean that it falls out of alignment. Don't get that
Dude,
twisted.
yeah, it does.
dude.
It's
It gets
distant.
further away. What
No,
are you talking about?
It's this. Let me tell you something.
like if you,
Let
it's
me-
just
and
like
I'm a-
it's just
I'm
like
a
if
talk
you
from
start growing,
experience.
you're gonna grow out of your clothes. You're not gonna stay the same size.
I'm gonna speak out of experiences, right? I was in the island. My family's from the island, right? And I remember going up to the roof. Now the stars appear to be closer. So when I went a couple of years, decades later, and did the same thing, the star wasn't as close. So at one time in this in our creation, at one time stars, the solar system was more contracted. Because something had to stem from an origin, contracted and expanded out. That's explosion. When you have an explosion, boom, and it continues. But it doesn't, the alignment of the Sirius constellation, or the three called Orion, what they say that the pyramids are aligned to. But then again, who says that it aligns to that? You know what I'm saying?
We can see it. No one said it. When they take
you
the
been
picture
there?
of the
You been there?
pyramids
You
from
been
a
there?
distance and the
You been
stars,
to the pyramids and you saw
brother,
that?
we see it. The stars are under the pyramids, all of them. So how is this possible if we are ever expanding?
It's not. Oh no, brother, you gotta go to the Giza. You gotta go to the pyramid. It moves. Sometimes it's a
I don't got to do none of
line.
that. I
It
work with the Most High,
moves
and
because
I'm
that's the
determining that
shaft.
this is a false. This is a
That's
lie.
the shaft.
We are not expanding.
Brother,
This is from personal
life
experience. Just
expand.
like
Wait, hold on real quick. Yo, what's the
Listen,
topic about? What's
you
the topic
expanded.
about?
You
Brother, listen to
expanded.
me. This is personal experience, brother, plus a Nikon P1000 that I be shooting pictures of the moon and the stars.
Brother,
Okay? A Nikon P1000 is telling me that we're not expanding.
Listen. You're constantly expanding unless you contract yourself. Let me tell you something. Were you once a sperm? Were you once a sperm that? Were you once a sperm that? Listen, did you once? Were you once a sperm that fertilized the egg and expanded, became an embryo, expanded, and you grew and you expanded? Huh?
That's not
your
expansion.
nature,
I was
bro.
meant to do
Same
that.
thing with the
I was meant
multiverse.
to do that because the Most High planned it that way. Okay? Quit trying to pretend. We're not butterflies. We don't.
Who's pretending? You're assuming.
We're not expanding, brother.
You're not
We are who we
expanding
are.
your
We were meant to be
experiences.
this way.
Well, then you know what? Then you stay contracted. But my experiences every day, I'm expanding. I'm meeting new people. I'm expanding my experiences, my everyday lifestyle. I expand. I expand financially. I expand.
That's
It's
fine.
a
You can
part.
call that expansion, but it's not expansion. We need to look up the definition.
not.
We can't be making up our own definition.
Well, look up the
of
definition.
words.
Then look up the please look up the definition and tell me.
Me honestly, to be honest with you, I don't necessarily believe it's actually expanding either. I believe everything that is already is, and what they call the expansion, what they keep calling expansion is just undiscovered space that they just ain't never do about.
There you go.
It's not
So was it
expanding
lost?
at all.
Hold on. I got you. I knew.
That's
I knew.
expansion,
Hold on. I knew. Let me talk to I knew. So was it lost, or we just didn't know it was there?
Just so y'all know, we lied.
We didn't know it was there, or did it just pop up out of nowhere? Or did we just not notice it? Or was it always there? Is what
But
I'm
that's part of
asking.
expansion. Your
What
experience is
Oh
expanding.
my
what was
goodness,
always
I'm
there?
done. I'm done. JJ, where you
What was
finding
always
this
Yeah,
there?
from? Every
you're
time I
done.
get on, you got somebody
I
new,
know.
JJ.
Hey, what do you mean? What was there?
Who?
What was there?
What was what? Whatever he said was there. Just because you don't
I,
see it, don't mean it's
Well,
not there.
brother,
We
yeah,
know about radiation.
you're
People
going to
know
be
I'm
about
a
very
believer
radiation
in.
argumentative.
and
That's fine.
diseases that was already there. We didn't what we call discovery. We didn't know it was there, but that don't mean it was lost or it wasn't there. That's what I'm
Right.
trying to explain to the brother. Just because you can't see it, don't mean it's nothing there. And again, I need peer-reviewed documentation on this expanding shit and why the stars and
Yeah,
stuff is
I
still
don't,
lined up to
like
Giza
we was
and
just
here in
talking
North
about
Carolina.
this yesterday about like redshift, and I'm like, as many stars and stuff are popping off, and that James Webb Telescope is like busting their ass because like with that whole redshift thing, according to the James Webb Telescope, they're like, nigga, that redshift is happening all the damn time with all the motherfucking stars, that all of the motherfuckers is doing that shit. So how are they saying that this redshift comes from the beginning of the universe when these stars are constantly doing this shit all the time? They was observing this explosion, and they said it was the biggest explosion since the Big Bang in the universe. But I'm like, okay, so then why we not seeing planets and shit form out of it? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
they tell
Why
us
are we
that
seeing
once we
space
see the
dust
light,
and shit shoot through the galaxy at the speed of light, like they say? I'm just going on what science say. So if we did see an expansion that fast, there should be something violent happening to the surrounding planet.
forming,
Period. Just like
we
a
should be
bomb.
able to. We got to be able to see
No,
planets
well, hold
forming
on. We got
from
to
this
be real.
explosion.
And expands, just like he's talking about, the explosion that created the universe was like a bomb. When you explode a bomb, the stuff around it, is it still there or intact when the bomb explodes, or is that stuff disintegrated?
Disintegrated, blown out,
Bingo. So
out of
how did they
proportion.
see a sun? This is my question, because I'll be reading that pseudo shit all the time. How did they see the sun? How did they see it explode or any of that stuff? How
They
did we
didn't.
catch it? What tools do
They
we
didn't.
use
They
to
doing
catch these
mathematical
things?
theories. They doing mathematical theories
Okay, that's
to
okay. I
calculate
got
that
you.
shit. It's not they ain't seeing shit.
Oh, so they just practicing math.
Yeah, they doing mathematical
Oh,
theory.
okay.
Like
That's
it's
good. Well,
just
they need to say that
not
because they be
necessarily
over here
what they
saying it like it's
observing.
a fact.
Yeah, they're
Like
not observing that shit. They just making mathematical hypotheses
equations
and
about it.
theories
Oh, that's fair. I'm not
based
mad
on
at
the
that.
numbers. And then when that shit don't fit what they seeing, they just add in some more motherfucking variables to make it fit.
Another calculation. Yes, until they finally get it right. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it'd be completely fucking wrong, asshole wrong from the jump, and they'll just keep on plugging shit in that motherfucker until the shit works.
Agreed, brother. Agreed.
And,
See,
and,
that's why I
and
was
even when
asking the
it works,
questions about us
it
expanding.
still don't work. It's the same thing like string theory. Like string theory sounds good. It's great. Yeah, great. It's fanciful than a motherfucker though. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
Right.
okay, y'all pick strings. You could have picked triangles. You could have picked any guy and just superimpose that shit over the classical standard model of particles. Nigga, that shit don't mean nothing, bro. Like they gotta come with something better than that for me, bro.
Well, you could come up with your own theories and come up with something that's going to contradict that, and come up with your own.
But that's
Write
just
a book
some
about
people don't mind
it.
that type
Write
of
a
shit.
book about it. Okay.
Well, I'm saying,
Oh,
how
go
about
do
come up
that.
with the
Yeah, go
theory
ahead.
after you? How about come up with the
No,
theory after you
you got your
observe
own
the
stuff.
shit?
There you go.
I got my own theories. I got my own theories about certain things. Like I don't necessarily believe in how they define gravity and shit.
Electromagnetism.
Like I redefine
Okay.
gravity
I'm going
based
with
on the observations that I
electromagnetism.
see in real
The
life.
atmosphere is a positive, and
Yeah,
the
yeah,
earth
yeah.
is
It's
the
most
negative.
definitely
And
Let
that's
me ask you a
electromagnetism.
why
question then. Let me ask you a
everything that
question
I
about
Yeah.
experience on
gravity.
the daily
Do you believe there's
tells me.
gravitational force and that there's also levitational force? Do you believe in that?
No, I don't have no problem with levitation.
Right.
I got a problem with gravity being an attractive force caused by mass. That's what I got a
and
problem
and
with.
and and still letting gases and other particles escape, and you being able, just like you just said, levitation. If gravity was as strong, it should be so many strong forces pulling the levitated item down, but it doesn't. We know this.
Right.
We got these experiments
That's
on
simple.
this stuff, but we know
That's
about the
one.
levitation.
I mean, until they find the graviton, which is the particle that will make a gravitational field possible, until they find that motherfucker, that is some scientific dogma.
And I'm gonna go with electromagnetism.
Yeah, it's
That's what
most
I'm gonna
definitely
go. That's what keeps you to the
electromagnetism.
ground.
Shit ain't got nothing to do with none of that shit they be feeding us. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of
Remember
people
that
got a problem with
a magnet electrode pushes, a magnet pulls, right?
I mean,
we got
a magnet can do both.
Gravitational
Well, you know
pull
about
down
magnetite,
and levitational pull. I'm sorry, levitational pushes, right? And gravitational forces pull.
Right. But we know.
Well, actually, like
levitation.
levitational forces cancel out Forces. That's the reason. That's the reason why it's able to levitate.
Right?
Makes it mute again. Right. That's what I'm saying. But we know about magnetite, right? Earth, natural magnets, the rocks versus electromagnets. We know the difference, right? Yeah. We know in an electromagnet we can reverse the polarity.
Right.
At any given time. You can't do that with magnetites. You know, where they get magnets from?
Well, in order for you to magnetize something, you need electricity. You need electro in order to magnetize.
Well, the way it works, if you heat iron up, if you put iron through a process of where it's being superheated and it's moving really fast, it creates an electromagnetic.
Stick to it.
It becomes magnetized once you get to a certain temperature. It automatically becomes magnetized because the electrons in the materials have become overexcited, and when electrons become excited,
they become electrified, right?
Well, you got to understand it. The electrification is coming because the electrons are excited. And when electrons get excited, they create electric fields and magnetic fields.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? So
there you go.
Heat and radiation, which you know what heat is, radiation. You can feel it. Anu knows there's electric. Even that cord that you got plugged into the wall, it has a little magnet on it. That little tiny magnet. That's so the whatchamacallit to go straight and you don't get interference. Like I got the studio right here, right? And all my cables are all my cords and stuff are shielded cables. Super expensive cables. And you know why? It's because all the other electrical equipment that I have that is drawing different charges and amperages is playing with the wires because they have magnetic whatchamacallit on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
it's fields all around the
not to get that interference, I have to have a shielded cable.
Yeah.
Fact.
Yeah, because if you don't, all the electric and magnetic fields will start polarizing into each other, and the shit won't work. You see what I'm saying?
What you call background noise. The hertz don't work right. Because what you get is what you call background noise, and that's just other electric devices close to it. That's why you don't have wires wrapped around each other and twisted and stuff, because they have electrical fields.
Yeah, because they got fields.
You guys are bringing me back to my field of study. You guys are bringing me back because I was at NYU studying to be an acoustical engineer.
That's why if you put too many wires together coming out of one circuit, that it end up burning that circuit out because there's too many fields. There's too many fields coming in that one spot, and when you add all those fields together, all this shit start heating up. You know what I'm saying? And that heating up is the loss of energy. Like when anytime you feel heat coming off something, that's the loss of energy. You know what I'm saying?
It's
radiation. It's a loss of energy. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, when it comes to this whole idea, when it comes to what keeps the universe in place, what keeps all this shit going, it's the electron, it's the charge, it's the electric charge, negative and positive charge, which is causing the rotation of the universe.
But where's that coming from? Where's those charges coming from?
The electric charge is God.
Thank you. I was just going to say it. It's God. God.
Okay.
God runs your TV.
Right.
is electricity.
Yeah, that's God.
Okay.
Nigga,
Well,
like,
we just switch it, but
Electricity.
where does that
Everything that works has electricity going through it.
electromagnetism? Where is it coming from? Where
it's
God? Where
coming.
do you see God in?
It comes from itself. It comes from itself. Like you
Brother,
got to understand the
brother,
process of.
it comes from
Okay.
the stars. The stars
No,
is a
no.
sun, and the sun is a star. It comes from the
The sun is not
formation
a
of star.
star. That's 19th
The,
century Babel. The
oh
sun was,
God, bro,
I mean, the
come
stars were
on
not
now,
called stars
bro.
prior to
Abdul,
1900.
let him finish.
Are
Let him
you
finish. Let him
But
finish.
this
serious,
is the thing.
bro?
I mean, how you gonna do that? They weren't even called stars at the beginning
You
of this
very
century.
conflicted. You like just like to argue, not even listen to nobody, bro. You don't
Brother, we
understand.
gotta.
Well, never mind.
Okay, go ahead.
You immediately, oh, that's pseudo, that's 60th century stuff. That's
All
all
right,
dogma and
Okay,
Kevin,
now
doctrine.
obviously someone's
That's
listening skills
dogma
are
come on, you
and
limited.
gonna lose your
doctrine.
thought. You gonna lose your thought. Now
Damn.
you said they the stars. What else going on now with that?
They say the sun is the star is the sun, because the sun has certain properties to it. It's fusion. And the stars, the substance, have phosphorus, nitrogen. If you want to go into all of that, we can look up the
Not
substance
really.
of those
So what you're
stars.
saying is
You don't want to go there either. I'm a
electromagnetism is the
gardener.
stars.
Right. Those are those stars, they pull and they push. They leach out certain frequencies. Like the sun, the sun releases certain spectrums and frequencies. That's the reason why we're able to
We
experience
know
things around
this.
us and see. Right, we know this.
So you
So
saying
the
that
same thing with the stars.
electromagnetism is the stars?
Right. The
I just
stars
wanted to
emit
say real
No,
quick,
certain
you guys, that
frequencies.
if you
The
look up,
stars emit certain frequencies that are the star. As a matter of fact, the stars is like almost like like genetics. They're
goodness,
related
The
to
stars are the
one
I
another.
don't know what
They
the fuck you
birth
talking
out
about.
of
me
you
either.
got dwarfs. They birth out of each other and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
I just wanted to say real quick, you guys,
You know,
that
it's like
prior to look up and see what they called stars before they called them stars, and then see when they changed it to stars, and you will have a better understanding. That's it. I'm not
Like
pushing nothing on you. I
so.
want you to do some research and look up and see
We're
when they
living in the
switched the
now,
names
brother. We're
to
living in the now.
stars.
Right.
Okay?
This is my
Okay.
thing. Like, so when I tell you that
And the sun is not a
electromagnetism,
star. I'm sorry.
hold on, electromagnetism actually comes from electromagnetism. It doesn't come from a different source. All of the electromagnetism in the universe is coming from the universe itself, because the universe is electric. You see what I'm saying? The entire nature of the universe is electric. So when you ask where is it coming from, it's coming
All right.
from itself.
In
When
order
an
for
electron,
okay, let's go basic.
hold on.
Go.
When an electron is excited, it emits photons. Okay, when the way you make an electron become excited is by making electron absorb photons. Photons come from electrons, so they're
All right, brother.
powering themselves. They're powering themselves. They're not getting the external power from nothing else outside of the electron itself, which the entire
All right.
universe, including all of matter, is surrounded by electrical charge. You
Very
see what
good
I'm saying?
jargon. Okay, I
Right.
understand what you're
Blowing
saying.
the money
But now
out
let
of
me
it.
ask you a question. Are you an electrician? Do you know anything about it? Are you an
I mean,
electrician? Have
I
you
know a
studied
lot
it?
about
I'm a handyman.
Are you a
yeah, I
handyman?
know a lot
Okay,
about
okay.
electricity. I'm not an
Electricity.
electrician though.
What are conductors to electricity and electricity? What do you need in order to have this electricity?
Say it again.
What I don't understand your question.
you just said the
What
conductor
do
for
you
one.
Yeah, I
right?
know, right?
That's the clue. That's the clue. What do you need in order to create this electricity?
What you talking about? In order to generate?
What do you mean?
What
We
Yeah, I don't
composition? What
understand.
we
I don't
compositions do
understand.
you need? You need
magnets.
okay. Let me
We
give
need
it to
copper
you.
and magnets. Well, I just
And
answered it. We need copper and
thank you,
magnets because
thank
you
you.
can generate
Copper.
with the
There
alternator.
you
You can
go.
make
Yeah,
electricity.
so you talking about man-made electricity. You talking about man-made
No, no,
Alternator and
copper. No,
motors.
electromagnetism.
copper is not man-made. Copper is something made by
Copper is
God.
man-made.
No, it's not
Is it
man-made,
really?
but we
No,
we
no,
we
It's
both.
in
God-made
order for you to
copper.
get a copper
You
wire,
can
you got to put
extract
that shit through a
copper.
process.
Well,
Like the
right,
Well, yeah,
copper
but
you
wires don't
process
grow.
it, but it's not man-made.
it's not man-made.
It is man-made if you got to put it through a
It's one.
process.
No, it is not.
No,
Abu,
What
it's one
difference
that's
on the
is
God.
periodic
copper
table.
is?
It's on the periodic
Gold. That's
table,
like
isn't
saying
it?
gold is
Look,
man-made.
cable
All we do
wires
is
do not
fashion it.
grow in nature, bro.
You just
Like
said
stop
cable
it.
wire. We're talking about copper. You're going into cable
Yeah,
wire. Let's
copper wires
stay
don't
with
grow
copper. The
in
substance.
copper
The
wires
substance.
don't grow in don't
Here's
grow
the
in nature,
question: do
so
you
that
have
means that they're
copper in your
man-made.
I
body?
thought this was a good. I
Do
thought we was
you
having a good
Yeah, you
have
you have
copper in
atomic
your
copper in
body?
your body.
Yeah, you do. You got
Ah,
gold,
you
platinum,
see
all
it?
that
Yo,
shit
like,
in your body.
okay.
Exactly.
Now, you talking
Ah,
about what does that mean? Because you said,
Uh,
how do you conduct it or how you make electricity? But we're not talking
electricity.
about electricity. We're talking about
Well,
electromagnetic.
electro.
right.
Right,
What does
right.
that have to
Grab
do
him
with
and
something?
hold him.
Can't see a graviton
The
over the
word
graviton over.
electromagnetic,
What
right
do
there,
you
using the
know?
word electro means electricity and magnetic. Electro,
But
electrons,
you still
electricity,
mixing up.
all of that's
But
You
I,
still
related.
mixing
So
up
what I'm saying
damn.
is this. What I'm saying is this. In order for you to have electricity, you got to have certain substance. And one of
Like
them is
what?
copper. You have to have the substance in order to have
No, you
electricity.
No,
don't.
you don't
Hold on a
need
So
minute.
copper. No, you
electricity comes
don't
out.
need copper.
So that's magical. Electricity just comes out of nowhere. Poof, and it's
No,
here. Right?
no, no,
That's what you say.
no.
Electricity's always been
I'm
here.
saying, for one, electricity does come from everywhere. That's
Yeah.
first and foremost, because charge is coming from everywhere. But when you're talking about electricity, how man uses electricity, that's all man-made shit.
But he's trying to say
I
that
Yeah,
When you touch your friend or
Yeah.
yeah.
something, running through a field. Again, I said the atmosphere is positive and the ground is negative, what we call ground.
Yeah.
Woo,
why couldn't y'all
woo.
just accept the 666 and be copper beings? Y'all always y'all ran him off, and that was my new friend.
Uh,
I don't
You ran
like
them off?
that.
yeah, he jumped
Yeah,
off.
he ran off, man. Cause like, bro, I'm gonna try. Like I keep trying to tell y'all, it's one thing to sit here and talk about metaphysics and spiritual shit, cause we could all sit here and argue that subjectivity. But when it comes to actual physics, you can't argue that shit because it's actual factuals, it's exact measurements. And when that shit's wrong, it's wrong.
Right.
Ain't no making a wrong right, nigga.
Period.
He
You
said,
got to throw it
y'all
away and start all the way
You
over
gotta
again,
throw it
which
away and
they
start the
never
fuck
do.
back
They
over.
never throw it away and start over again. They
They never
usually
do.
keep half of it and work off that half.
Yeah. Yeah, they cut off the bad half and and leave the good half and start adding the extra shit on to it.
Right.
Brother
You understand?
Dequan. Brother
But
Dequan,
I
say
want y'all to
something.
notice. I want y'all to notice this.
I'm
Everybody that
listening
come
to
on
y'all
here
niggas,
challenging
man.
us, everybody that come on here challenging us, always claim that they understand physics. They always claim that they got some type of college education. I ain't never been to fucking college.
Period.
I've
Well, I
never been to
have.
fucking college, nigga. But I spit college level fucking information at these niggas on a regular basis, and these niggas can't understand it.
Wait. I'm gonna
See,
be
that's why
fair
I
with
ain't
you.
saying nothing.
You above college level on the shit you be dropping on them niggas. You above college level, brother.
Bruh.
Yeah.
That's why I keep trying to tell people that they don't understand how deep this shit goes. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
like
Like
that's like when we was talking about the debate coming up. You know what I'm saying? You started off disagreeing with it, but ended up
yeah,
agreeing in the end. You know what
agreeing.
I'm saying?
Because motherfuckers don't know what determinatives is. Your college
Right.
educated ass don't know what the
Don't
fuck
know
a
what that shit is.
determinative is.
Right.
And this is the reason why I keep telling people these niggas in these back chats are actually way more intelligent than we actually put off. You see what
Right.
I'm saying? Like y'all don't
Right.
understand. It's some genius level niggas back here. You know what I'm saying?
Genius.
It's just that we dealing with redundant ass information, religion, metaphysics, that shit that don't really progress us no motherfucking where. It keep us in a catch-22 chasing our tail. You see what I'm saying? They don't want your ass learning no damn physics and learning no damn codes and shit like that because you niggas might actually start thinking outside of your motherfucking situation.
He's
That's why they,
absolutely
that's why they
correct.
keep you niggas thinking about entertainment and religion and spiritual shit that you can't confirm. That's
Fire.
why.
Fire.
That's
That's
why.
all
That's why they
fire.
do that shit.
All fire. And he's absolutely correct. When I go to these little classes, little coding classes, I be trying to do a little coding myself, right? The math and stuff. When I go to these coding classes, might be one or two black people there, and I'm the other one. But the rest of the 20, 50 people in the class be Asians and
Yep.
whites and
Asians
Mexicans and
and
shit.
whites.
We don't want to do that shit because we've been telling each other you're a nerd, you're a square,
You a
you're
nerd, yeah.
4-7,
We
blah,
been
blah,
shunning,
blah.
yep, shunning intelligence,
Right.
and this is why I say
I
now
just
we
had
need
that
to start changing.
conversation. I just had that conversation with Zerubbabel the other day because he was getting on Andrew about being a nerd. I'm like, man, what's wrong with being a nerd? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that shit.
right, right. Yeah, and
For real.
we got to stop shaming intelligence because that's how we got into this fucking situation is because
Facts.
we were shaming intelligence and we reward nigga shit. We don't
Right.
have no problem rewarding niggerdom, but when it comes to actual intelligence, we won't reward that for nothing.
Well, we
Nigga,
say that's
Right.
white people. I done heard
He
too
was
many
asking
niggas
me.
tell me, y'all, that I was speaking too smart and I think I'm white. I've
Yeah, he
had
was asking
niggas
me.
tell
That
me
way
this shit.
he was asking me why
yeah,
I was
yeah.
capping so. He was asking me why I was capping so hard for nerds. I'm like, cause shit, I'm one. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I
Right,
was a
right.
nerd.
I'm
Nigga,
from
Yeah,
the
look,
hood, but
we all nerds. I'm a nerd with an edge.
street
That's
niggas
all.
don't
that's
own
what I'm
shit like
saying. I'm like,
this.
I'm from the hood, but I didn't
Look,
have
the
a
street niggas don't
except to
own
be a nerd.
putting
You
no
know?
shit together. This ain't no street nigga level type shit. Nigga, you
No,
gotta have
no.
friends and shit to hook all this shit up and the whole
Yeah,
nine.
yeah. Yeah,
Period.
bro, and that's what I'm saying. Like when it comes down to it, like Lionsden, like people can say a lot about Lionsden, they can say a lot about Naga, Ampu, whatever the fuck they want. But we got some of the most aggressive motherfucking scholars, young scholars ever. These niggas is aggressive. They're aggressive with the knowledge. In fact, you can literally tell when somebody came from the Lionsden by they debate tactics. You see what I'm saying? And it's like we need to take our hat off, man, and bow, bruh. You see what I'm saying? Because it ain't very many groups out here that could nigga. They gotta go get professors.
Right. Hey, I'm gonna be
They,
real
they
with
got they
y'all.
gotta go get deans and professors to fuck with
Y'all
us.
niggas, y'all make a nigga step his game up. Karima and JJ, y'all make a nigga go. You just can't come back here and talk and slide by because niggas is gonna be at your
nah.
front door on your grass wanting
Niggas
receipts.
is on your
So
bumper
this
in this
shit back here
motherfucker. You
make you
can't
get
do shit.
receipts. It make you know how to do the research and plan it out. And I want to give y'all kudos because 2
Fuck
years
yeah.
ago I was just talking. Today, nigga, you know how much information I got downloaded in my iPad and on my computer?
Huh?
Too
Just to
much.
argue with a motherfucker.
Just to argue with a nigga.
Just to argue with a nigga.
I don't know how to build a conductor just to argue with you motherfuckers.
Yeah, man, that's what the fuck I'm talking about, man. I'm like, nigga, intelligence, man. Reward intelligence, man. That goofy nigga shit, nigga. When niggas get to doing that goofy nigga shit, we supposed to ignore them niggas. Ignore the
Facts.
fuck out of them. Fuck them niggas. We ain't even trying to hear that shit. All that goofy ass ad hom shit all day with no motherfucking information behind it. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of that shit. I'm tired of it, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, what the information?
Right, right.
Where's the info? I mean, if you gonna rag on a nigga, at least have the information to back it up. God damn. Niggas be going to ABC 123 sites.
Look, they start
Niggas be
with a little
looking
bit of
over straight
information,
scientific
and then they
documentation,
end
nigga.
up talking about your mama and your kids and shit.
Man,
You
your
feel me?
Oh
They
wife,
God.
your
started out on
kids, your
information, but ended
job,
up on the
nigga.
kids.
What
How
you
that
ate
happen?
last week, nigga. What you eating right now? They talk about every motherfucking thing except for the information.
Right.
And all it is a segue. It's a segue because they can't deal with the information. Anytime a motherfucker can't deal with the information, you will start seeing they'll start slinging mud when they can't deal with the information.
They start
You know
throwing
what I'm
monkey
saying?
shit.
Yeah, like it's straight up goofy ass shit.
I've seen that. I could honestly say that's a correct statement. You feel me?
Uh-huh.
Because niggas be back here. Look, I just, some people really got lives, be out there working and doing their thing, and then we get on here. But some niggas, some people, this is their real life. This is the most friends they've ever had and the most that they've
Yeah,
talked to people in their life. So they'll siding with niggas who sound smart, whoopty whoopty whoop. Yeah, yeah,
yep,
yeah. You right, you right, you
yep,
right. But then the next day, that nigga siding with another nigga against you. And I'm like,
yep.
damn, is this high school? Is we having identity crisis and shit back here?
And yeah, and this the reason. This the reason why I treat these niggas the way I treat them, bro. Because it's like, if your ally was truth itself, then we wouldn't have an issue. But because you niggas always on this pseudo bullshit, you know what I'm saying? That's why y'all always run into conflicts with me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not for the bullshit. If you want to talk that bullshit, you're gonna have to do that shit to somebody who don't mind nigger shit. I don't like that stuff. Like that's just not entertaining to me. You know what I'm saying? All that goofy ass Craig shit. I don't like that shit. I don't like the goofiness of the Corys. You know what I'm saying? Although I gotta give it to sometimes the Corey actually do be dropping information, or at least attempt to.
Fire.
You
Right,
you see
right,
what I'm
right.
saying? At least he attempts to drop some information. But we got niggas in the back chat who ain't never did no discussions, no proper discussions, who ain't never did no proper demonstrations, niggas who ain't got no debate, none of that type of shit. And these niggas just got free reign to sit here, run around, talk shit like these niggas got some type of rank in this shit. You see what I'm saying?
Motherfucker
That shit crazy than a
ain't
motherfucker.
never even judged the debate, let alone
Never
be in
even
one.
judged the debate. Ain't never had nothing proper when it comes to the shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, why should I even consider anything that you think or your opinion or anything of that nature? You know what I'm saying? And it's like there's a lot of these guys all the way around the board. You know what I'm saying? That's why I be on the root head, nigga. You don't do enough demonstration, nigga, to talk shit to niggas. You don't do enough demonstrations to sit here and keep on denying the shit that niggas saying, because we don't never see no information come up unless that shit's about math. And when it's about math, then all of a sudden, nigga, your ass can do a demonstration. You see what I'm saying? But when it comes to anything, any other type of intelligence, nigga, you got all ad homs and funny ha ha he he shit. You see what I'm saying? Because and like I keep telling people, you can learn a system. You can learn a system of things like mathematics. You can learn that system, but that don't mean that you intelligent. That just means you was smart enough to learn that system. And you can learn that system and be wrong the whole fucking time because the system wrong. And it don't matter how much you do that shit. When the shit wrong is wrong.
Some people don't understand that, Anu. Like some of the system, the establishment that we're under is wrong back then, and they still wrong now. But you got some niggas.
Yeah,
You got
yeah.
some niggas that's going with the agenda. We know this is wrong. We're looking back. We're here, and we can read. We got the old shit, but nah. That's not what
That's
that's not
why
what the
that's
books
why
say.
I turned my turrets on science idols too. Not just the religious idols, but the scientific idols too. Like all these weird ass constants they ass keep fucking making, knowing goddamn well ain't nothing constant in the fucking universe. Ain't nothing constant in the universe but the universe itself. Everything else fucking changes. Everything. Nigga, there's no fucking way you gonna sit here and tell me that the fundamental forces of nature have been the exact same as they've been since the beginning, nigga. That shit don't even make no logical sense. If life and as we know it evolves and it's constantly changing, that means that there is no real constants. How can you say the speed of light is a constant when the universe is constantly expanding? What are you measuring the expansion by?
Right. That's what I was gonna say. How?
If you can't reach the edge of the universe, how can you determine how fast light is actually going?
And how
You're
far?
only
How far it is.
determining how fast light travels from its point of origin to your eyeballs, not what the fuck is doing all across the universe. Not to mention the universe is filled with fucking shit, different mediums. And light travels at different speed through different mediums. So how the fuck can light be a fucking constant? How can light speed be a
All you
fucking
gotta do is
constant?
ask him this question, I knew. Say, what's just as fast as light? What's just as fast as light? Anybody?
Shit. Thought.
Anybody? What's just as fast as light?
Darkness and thoughts, nigga.
There you
Other
go.
than that, I have
There
no
you
idea.
go. No, you said it. Darkness. Darkness is the equal speed of light. You watch it run when you turn on the light. So when you're talking to people and they don't know that question, you got to move on because you're not dealing with the person on your level. I'm just being honest with you. This is simple. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean.
Yeah, cause that's really like what I keep running into. Like the guy's supposed to be debating. You know what I'm saying? The truest. Like when he got on, on a little preliminary joint. I already determined, like, okay, this nigga don't really know physics. You sitting here Googling and you're trying to combat me while you're Googling. That's not going to work. That's not going to work with a motherfucker who don't need Google. You see what I'm saying? I don't need Google to regurgitate this shit that I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can go right off the top of my head and everybody can go and double check the shit that I'm telling them. And like I tell people, when I drop Google or Wikipedia on there, I drop that shit after I've already told you what the fuck is in my head. I do that shit after that. That's an afterthought. That's an after effect. You know what I'm saying? I'll show you the Google or the source after the fact that I done told you in my own words what it is. You know what I'm saying? Then you gonna argue with me about my own words and then complain when I copy and paste the same fucking shit from another motherfucker. It's like, damn, when I'm doing it myself, I'm freestyling and I'm pseudo. But when I copy and paste the motherfucker from a source, now I'm a copy and paste a scholar. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, nigga, is there a middle ground here?
A nigga can't win for shit.
Nigga can't win for shit. Nigga, if I tell you in my own words, I'm pseudo. If I tell you in their words, I'm plagiarizing. It's like, damn, like that's the reason why when I do my debates, I don't even like patting sources on the back. That's why in the beginning of my debates, I always get every fucking source I use in the beginning, and I run through that shit fast as fuck. You can go pause that shit, and you can go research all the motherfuckers you want. What I'm not gonna do is sit here and pat motherfuckers on the back. Oh, UCLA, Dr. Blase, fuck that nigga. All knowledge in the world belongs to the human family, and you can sit here and keep congratulating niggas as if they wasn't standing on the shoulders of other motherfuckers who came before them.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like we gotta stop that silly ass shit, man.
Well, I don't debate because I was going to debate a few times, but I came across some shit that said we ain't supposed to be debating. It said they was doing that shit in Egypt and shit. That's why they was fucked up. They was too busy debating.
If you a follower of the Bible, that motherfucker tell you that shit all the damn time. Like the Bible tell you that shit all the damn. Why you think we call these niggas idol worshipers? Because the book tell you specifically not to do certain shit, but you claim that you believe in the book, but you're doing the opposite of what the book tells you.
Argue with a fool unless you become one.
So that's why we be
like,
you niggas idol worshipers. Y'all worship this book, but you don't really live by it. You don't believe
the scriptures tell you that. Scriptures tell you if you argue with a fool, you will become a jackass. That's why I tell you to leave it alone. That's
Right.
why
right, right.
sometimes you got a male pride kick in, because I know I'm one of them. I mean, big, as Hebrew as I am, these motherfuckers be getting me mad on here with the stupid shit they be saying. But, you know, I got to realize you only could go but so far, but a nigga that's stupid. And you got to realize
Right.
we all come from different education backgrounds based on what we think is true to our understanding. See, why
Right.
example, like now look all the knives that you and Abdul was just kicking, right? Now, you can get that information from a Harvard book source and go to their library and say, you know what? This is all peer review shit that I want to believe, right? But where's it
Right.
really coming from? It's still coming from a goddamn slave owner. No matter if
Right.
you get it from Harvard, you get it from fucking
Right.
Yale, no matter where you
Right.
get it, still coming from the goddamn slave master, no matter how we want to put it. That's why I
Right.
told JJ the other day, when these niggas want to talk about all this shit in Kemet, you're not getting Kemet from the direct Egyptian source. You're getting it from a goddamn white man that don't even know fucking hieroglyphics. No matter
Right.
how you want to kick it. So whether it be PhD, Dr. Susu, Phil, fucking whoever the hell he is, it's gonna always be somebody that's goddamn white or Chinese, like Abdul was saying. When he go try to do the damn coding, it's always a goddamn Asian there.
Yeah.
Right.
But you don't never get it from a Hamite African. You don't never get it from a real Egyptian that come from that land and that culture. It's always gonna be somebody that got European in them.
Right.
Always.
And then you know what, Daquan? This is the funny thing. Niggas, you know, they got some brothers that's really with the business out there in the motherland and stuff, right?
Right,
And when they
right.
get on the phone and they speaking the truth about what this, we got us American brothers will jump this nigga about our American
Oh,
Christianity.
you ain't never lied. You ain't never.
I'm like, whoa, how do you do that?
Right, and this nigga live over there. Hold on, the nigga live over there. You gonna tell this nigga the shit over there ain't true?
Right, this nigga can throw a rock at the mosque or one of the temples, but you telling this nigga what it is. I'm like,
But you know what's crazy though? I was listening to, that's why I didn't say that. I was listening to what y'all was saying, and your brothers was right, because you look at a lot of niggas that live on that side of the world and they got the knowledge, but these niggas go on Google and try to argue with you telling what Google say versus the nigga that live over there.
Right.
Yeah. Shit, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't trust half the niggas that live over there because them motherfuckers be so indoctrinated. I talked to this one African bro, the continental African, live right there in Egypt, and I got to talking to this nigga about Amenhotep and Tutmos and shit. The nigga didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. I'm like, nigga, how don't you know? You know, this is your shit. It's in your backyard. How don't you know this? And he like, I'm Islam. I know Muhammad. I know Abraham. And I'm just like, God damn.
Because
What?
the gods of Egypt and Israel reside in America now. I'm not joking.
Right.
Look, we
Right.
worship the statues and shit now. We walk around with the books. Hearing them, us niggas in America, we walk around like we
Yeah,
holier than
that's what
thou.
that's what the prophecy said. It said in
did.
the end time. It said in the end times, a new Egyptians, new people will arise, and they'll be the new Egyptians. They look like the original Egyptians, the whole 9 yards, and they'll be the new. Yeah, we the new ones. We just not Egyptians. We're not Egyptians, but nigga, we
Was that in the Bible? Is that a
no.
prophecy?
It's a scripture of Abdul. I gotta get it. I don't know off the top of my head, but it's in there. I think it's in Isaiah, if I'm not mistaken. It's either in Isaiah or it's in one of the prophets that talk about it. It's a prophecy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a prophecy that say the new people arise and they'll be the new Egyptians. You know what I'm saying? They look like them, but they got the mind of another man.
Right. Oh, you know what? Daquan, you know, I was arguing with my cousin, right? You know, we be talking.
Okay.
And I came across a scripture.
Wait, you talking with Santonio again? Oh Lord.
Yeah, I came across a scripture that said
I don't fuck with
he
that
was
weirdo
gonna
ass
come.
nigga.
The Messiah.
Yeah, I know
was
he
gonna
is,
come.
but you know I try to respect the niggas. That's Abdul's
Right.
cousin.
Right. Look. I read it. It said he was gonna come in his name or his father's name, and we wasn't gonna accept him. We was gonna reject him and everything, right?
Yeah,
Then
Christ
another
Michael.
motherfucker
That was
was
telling you
gonna
about
come later on
that
down the line,
whitewash
not too
Jesus
far,
juice.
with the same name. And when
Right.
I
That's
read
Christ
this, I
Michael.
called my cousin up and I said, man, we need to talk about this Jesus character that's widely accepted worldwide.
Right, that's
You know what
a
I'm saying?
prophecy that you was going to accept that name. Yeah, it's right there in the book.
And
You
he
got
gets
him
mad
good.
at me.
Yeah,
I
you
said,
got
wait
him
a
good,
minute.
dude.
In the
That's
Bible,
fine.
it says he came and we didn't accept him and this and that. And then someone else was going to come and we was going to write his name in all the books and shit.
Yeah, you
And
know
I
what
said,
it is,
doesn't that
Abdul. You
sound
cut
like
his
this
ass so
Jesus?
hard, he got mad at you. You cut him. That's all.
He
You cut
cursed
him.
me out. Cursed me out.
Yeah,
So,
man.
you know, it is what it is. I
Yeah,
can't
man.
say
When they
it's no Bible.
fanatics, like I tell people all the time, when you emotionally attached to information, that shit's dangerous, bro. Like I tell people all the time, I consider the information. I don't believe it or none of that shit. I consider it. I take it in consideration. You know what I'm saying? I don't worship the information. I'm not living by that information. Nigga, I consider the information and I make my assessment as reality unfolds in front of me. That's the way you gotta deal with this shit. And like I keep trying to tell people, if you living with a Bronze Age mentality in 2022, you are completely out of sync. You are not in harmonic balance with the shit around you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas always want to talk this energy shit. Oh, I'm high energy, all up in the sky. But if all your energy is high energy, that means that you off balance. That means you top heavy. You're not balanced. You see what I'm saying? So you're supposed to have a balance of energies of negative and positive. And nigga, you know what the fuck happens when you have too much positive energy or too much negative energy in the circuit? You know what I'm saying? And this is why I keep trying to bring people back down to like this physics thing. You can learn more about spirituality and God by studying physics than you can any fucking religious book. Any religious book, bro, because God, the whole concept of God is based on the tangible reality that we witness on an everyday basis. When they came up with the concept of God, they came up with the concept by looking at the stars, looking at the sun, looking at the moon. They like that's where the concept came from. So the whole concept of God actually is rooted in the physical realm. You see what I'm saying? You can't explain some shit you can't imagine. So for them to sit here and explain what God is to us, they have to have some model for God to go by. There's something that symbolizes what God is, and that should be the sun, the stars, and the moon. You see what I'm saying? So you ought to be able to take the principles of physics and then apply that shit to spirituality, and that shit should work interchangeably. If you can't take metaphysics and create technology with metaphysics, it's a bunch of hearsay and superstition. And that's just the truth of the matter. It's a bunch of superstitions and hearsay. If you cannot take metaphysics and turn it into technology, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. The white man take that same shit that we be using, them charms, them crystals, and he makes supercomputers out of that shit. And them same supercomputers run your life. But you walking around with that shit on your neck like it's jewelry. Talking about all this shit got healing properties, nigga. So why you got cancer? Why you got arthritis? Why you got all these ailments, nigga? If that fucking shit works like that, nigga. If that shit work like that, doctors be walking around with magic wands. Stop fucking playing. Stop playing with your life. Stop playing with your life. Stop with this whimsical ass fucking bullshit. We gotta start taking accountability of our lives and the shit that we doing, the shit we put in our body, the shit that's coming out of our mouths. You see what I'm saying?
Now, you ain't lying, because most of these niggas that's religious nuts, these niggas don't even eat right. They be fucking fat, overweight, diabetes, all type of shit. And that's why I be wondering, like, you want to tell somebody about following the Most High, and your ass is about to die soon.
Can I say this real quick? I was reading in the book, too. It said something about these people. They be having these bad spirits on them, right? And the spirit is something like a parasite, right? And after a while of not being able to shake that parasite, it starts to eat your body up.
Yeah,
right?
It's true.
I see it in real life. I didn't know this, and that's why I said this stuff is powerful, because I didn't know. I even had to tell my little brother. I said, "Bro, you got a demon. It's a parasite on you," and I said, "It's only one person to take it from you."
You can't be real. They got no damn demon on them, nigga. They gonna get mad.
Hey, man, hey, he's dying. This is my baby brother. He a year younger than me. This nigga dying. So I gotta let him know. And he wondered me. I've been out there and I'm healthy as hell and everything, or healthy as heaven and the whole nine. And I'm trying to tell him the reason I live the way I live and I am the way I am, because God's real. And this nigga's playing. He don't think God's real.
What would you have done if anybody in your entire life history ever told you had a demon on you, brother?
That's what I said, Neo. He don't realize that shit get anybody fucking mad.
Like, nobody gonna be like, "Oh, really? What do I do?" Nobody gonna be like,
"What do I do to
get it all?"
See, here's the problem comes is how we define what demons are. See, when you make a demon like this grotesque entity, you know what I'm saying? Like it got like a personality
No, we talking
it
about a
thinks.
seducing spirit that basically
Yeah,
causes you to do stupid
see,
shit, right? Or not to take heed. We not talking about no fucking
yeah,
nigga with horns and a fucking
yeah.
ugly
But
face.
I'm saying, but
Right.
when people hear demon, they're not realizing that a demon is actual a frequency disturbance of your energy. Like your energy is being disturbed. You know what I'm saying? And it's like if I don't know if y'all know this shit, but you can have things that oscillate at a certain frequency, and if you put other things that oscillate at a different frequency, it'll change the original frequency of the shit that's oscillating. You
They'll
see what
be
I'm
in
saying?
harmony. Are you? That's what they'll be in harmony.
It'll start harmonizing with each other, right? And that's the
Right.
same thing that happens when you get a person that's demonically possessed. See, all humans have a specific harmonic code that make us righteous. It makes all of us righteous. But you can do things that change your frequency and your energy. And when that shit happens, we perceive that shit as demonic possession. We perceive that shit as mental illness and things of that nature. That's the reason why they're able to combat those type of things with with mechanized medicine. That's why they're able to do that shit. Is because the shit's all chemical response or electrical chemical responses in your head. So they can block out them voices in your head.
But
Because they blocking off frequency. They blocking off you receiving those frequencies.
right. But look. When man gives you the alchemicals, he's just putting the Band-Aid on a gushing wound.
You up. Oh yeah, he fucking
That's
you
it.
up.
All he's doing is putting the band because look,
it's a temporary solution.
my oldest
but
brother's
he
locked
fucking
up in
you up.
prison right now. He calls me twice a week, and the shit that I hear in the background while he's on the phone, all of our brothers in there they have mental issues. Like, nigga, do we understand this? 99% of our brothers in jail have mental issues.
Yeah, no doubt.
And this is not being talked about. And out here in California, they just put millions away for the mental. You know what I'm saying? That's why they're letting a whole bunch of these niggas out, because they're understanding we got a mental problem. We grew up this way. We seen killing and shit.
Most of their mental problems came from being locked up. Like, nigga, you can't put nobody in no inhumane situation and then that motherfucker just stay sane in the motherfucker. Everybody I know that was locked up for more than 10 years came out that motherfucker nutty as shit. Now, they might be a little functional, but they still got some really fucked up ass mentals going on in their head.
Yeah,
but they ain't acting those mentals. Are they acting those mentals out? Are they acting those mentals out?
You got some people that's stronger than others who can curb some of that shit. But like I know niggas that get out of that been in prison for 15, 20 years, and when they get out and they still got the same habits. Like the nigga still
it's like they was on pause.
Yeah, he don't like sleeping on soft beds. Nigga, when he eat, nigga, he hovers over his food like somebody finna take his shit. You know what I'm saying? Like nigga, they do all of the antics as if they still institutionalized, and it's because they've been mentally damaged. You see what I'm saying? And it's like that's why it be so hard for the motherfuckers to conform back to regular society. It's the same thing with military vets. Nigga, they gotta put them motherfuckers through a program just to re-assimilate their ass back into society because them niggas is fucking nuts.
Facts.
They're fucking nuts. And our people are fucking mental because we've been through so much goddamn trauma and ain't never had time to fix that shit. So now it's at a genetic level now. Now we just creating genetic malfunctioning mental motherfuckers.
Exactly. You're not lying.
That's what it is. That's what it is when you live in a neighborhood and you trash that motherfucker, and then you run around complaining about the condition of the neighborhood when you niggas are the same people who trashing it.
Right, but them niggas that's trashing it, I knew. Them niggas that's trashing it don't own it. Motherfuckers who own part of the neighborhood, they don't trash it.
I don't have to own something to respect the fact that I use this shit.
They don't care.
This shit. You see what I'm saying?
But that was the thing I'm saying is they don't care. It's not mine.
I know.
So they don't care.
Like my kids come to this park.
But I
You
knew.
niggas
Hold
got
on,
you
real
niggas
quick.
got
I knew
syringes and
that
used
just
condom wrappers and
wait,
shit
wait.
all over the place. You know what
I
I'm
knew
saying?
this just wasn't one generation thing. Yeah, go ahead, baby.
Nah,
This wasn't one generation thing. This
not at
was
all.
a 5-6 generations to get us to this point. Have a good day, baby. Don't let nobody touch you. These kids got
Yeah,
fucking
no, no,
COVID and all this shit.
I
Don't
agree
let
with
nobody
that.
touch you.
Like, I ain't gonna lie. If you ask me when did we drop the ball, I believe it was during the black exploitation film era. And
Mm.
I believe that's what really ultimately sent us on a downward spiral. You know what I'm saying? Because we internalize shit we
Have
see.
a good
Like
day,
black
baby.
people are visual people. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
it's like when you sit there and train motherfuckers like, oh, this is what successful black people look like: pimps, max, drug dealers. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck. Right.
That's what they fed us in the black exploitation films. So what did all these niggas in the 60s and 70s and the early 80s do? We
Black
all max, we
dynamite.
all pimps, nigga. We all Dolomite,
Right.
we all Shaft, nigga. We all Goldie. You see what
Right.
I'm saying? We
Right.
all Frank White. We all Gotti. We all, you see what I'm saying? And we glorified that shit because a motherfucker gave that image to us as being a success, being successful.
But it
You see
looks
what I'm
good.
saying?
Look, look,
Yeah,
look.
and it looks
It
good. The
looks
niggas they
good
dress
from the
fly. They
video.
got the best
And
women. They drive the
listen,
best
listen.
cars.
Hold on. Look, you felt good. I was a kid, and I remember watching Goldie, the pimp
Yeah,
of the year. Go. I felt good. I was up talking
yeah,
about I'm Goldie. I'm
yeah.
Goldie, Daddy.
We all
Doing
did.
that type of shit. I'm
We
telling you.
all did.
And that's dangerous. Do you
Yeah,
see
we
the
all
imagery
did.
that was let into the mind of a
Yep,
baby?
yep. We all did. Like we all
Look,
grew up
and let me
thinking that
deal
we
with
were
you some more.
Dolomite.
That became okay. Look, we grew up watching it, and no one said that was bad. No one said, no, baby,
Nobody.
that's wrong. So next
Nobody.
thing you know, it was okay and accepted amongst
Yeah, yeah,
us.
because it was like before that, it was kind of taboo to be calling women bitches and hoes and all that type
Right,
of shit. You know what I'm saying? Then when the black exploitation shit came out, it was nothing to call a woman a bitch or a hoe, and then for the bitch or the hoe, they accept the motherfucking label.
right.
You see what I'm saying? It's like, nigga, that shit crazy. And then when it started being fed into the music, so not only is it being a visual thing,
Ooh,
now it's being fed into the music. So you getting straight resonating oscillations being programmed directly into the motherfucker subconscious. Nigga, you're having
right,
isolating frequencies programmed directly into the subconscious, and then you create these niggas and then complain about niggas. Like you white cracker motherfuckers created these niggas. Y'all created
right.
niggas and now you want to fucking complain about niggas. No, you made these motherfuckers. You
Well,
didn't want niggas to be successful. You didn't want niggas to be in the innovation. You didn't want niggas to be in science and physics. You wanted niggas to be shucking and jiving, bootlicking and dancing. That's what the fuck you wanted. And now that you got these bootlicking, dancing ass, shucking and jiving ass niggas, you want to act like they are a fucking sword to the goddamn
fuck this
community.
nigga. You know what you just did when you said nigga shucking and jiving? An image flashed in my head of niggas doing them dances. The
Yeah.
dances that they be doing, nigga, I swear to
Yeah,
God,
the
it's just
TikTok
flashed
dances
in my
and shit.
head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shucking and jiving.
Shucking and
Fudge.
jiving. Shucking and fucking jiving. You know what I'm saying? They just sitting there just as silly as they fucking want to be, doing all type of dumb shit just to entertain. I seen this one chick on Instagram. Her whole Instagram page is just her bouncing her titties up and down, looking like she getting
Oh,
fucked.
Lord.
And that's
Right.
her whole Instagram page. And the bitch got millions of followers.
That
Millions.
speaks upon us as men. That speaks upon all of us,
Well,
really.
I'm saying, niggas gonna follow bouncing titties regardless. So you know
Right.
what I'm saying? She know that. She know that
Right.
men gonna follow bodies. We gonna follow titties and ass, whatever. Like she get that shit, but it's the fact that you don't have no self worth about
Other
you
than shaking your
whatsoever.
ass and titties.
You don't have no
Agreed.
self worth about yourself. And I
But
know people will sit there and try to argue about this bitch having self worth, but that's not self worth for you to sit up here and put on this fucking buffoon ass Mr.
outfit.
Bojangles
Right.
ass fucking act. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And then want a motherfucker respect you as a woman and as a wife and shit like that. Bitch, you crazy out of your motherfucking mind.
Well, that's a two. Look, how do you said it earlier. How do you know when you ain't never seen and you don't know? So how do these young women know how to become and act like young women if they don't have real women around them teaching them these things.
You know what? These women did have motherfucking women around them teaching this shit. Them bitches didn't give a fuck. They didn't give a fuck. They was listening to the TV, the radio, whatever the fuck else was programming they stupid ass. Because I'm 42. I remember the women used to sit around and do each other's hair. I remember they used to sit around in circles doing each other nails. I remember that shit. I remember like women used to literally get together, crowd around all together, the sisters, aunties, and cousins, and they used to all do each other hair, and it was all a bonding. It was all a bonding thing, and it was so much family and love and shit.
Good food was in the air. I remember that too.
They probably still do that. You know, it's just probably the young women that do that. Like
well, they're not showing it.
The older women wasn't doing that, you know, in our days. It was young girls y'all thinking about doing that. And them young girls probably still doing that. You just not around young teenage girls and shit to see it.
Right.
You know, like I said, I do tattoos and shit, so I be around a lot of motherfuckers. These motherfuckers don't do that shit. They all go to the salon, bro. All of them go to the salon. Don't nobody just... and like, if they at home getting their shit done, it's because that one chick does hair. And she has an in-home salon. It's not because that's her family and friends sitting around bonding with each other, grooming each other, like normal humans do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's how I always seen it happen, though. You know, like
me too. But
it's always been that one girl that knew what she was doing, that was doing everybody's shit.
Right. That girl was my sister, and I still got to pay my sister to do my daughter's hair.
Yeah,
when she has time.
You gotta understand how much disconnect is that, like, actually in the family. Like when we was growing up, nigga, it was your aunties, your nieces, and your grandmamas, and all the motherfuckers were the ones helping taking care of the babies. You didn't need daycare and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, nigga, you gotta you ask yourself, damn, why my kid act like this? Because you got 5 motherfuckers at the daycare teaching this motherfucker how to be a person, and then you got the TV and the radio teaching this motherfucker how to be a person, and then
they watching you.
and then they watching your dumb ass, and then you wonder why the motherfucker got all type of spirits on their ass. Nigga, that's because you got 10 motherfuckers raising them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew my cousins because they was watching me when I was growing up. Nowadays, your family members don't watch your babies. That's why they grow up and don't even know their own damn cousins.
Fact,
don't even know their own brothers and sisters.
That's the truth. The cousins that I fuck with, we were raised together. My older cousins watched us, and then we was just with our other cousins that are around the same age. But my other cousins that we know, and we don't fuck with them because we didn't grow up with you. You family, you blood, but you kind of ain't family. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say it that way, but you know, that's how my family be acting, just being real.
Well, phone must have froze up on it.
Oh yeah, it must have, yeah. Friends, go get my car keys. There, you know where they at.
Oh.
Yeah, I just had my bad if I caused any problems or ran that brother off earlier, but I was quiet the whole time until he said the universe is expanding and it keeps expanding and blah, blah, blah. When are we going to see the evidence of it? Like I said, when they take pictures of them pyramids, the stars are still on top of those pyramids in certain parts of the year.
I thought that was a damn good point you brought out.
I just couldn't let it slide because that's going against my experiences and what I'm seeing today. Like right now, they're in the same spot. That's why they built them right there. And we still see the stars, what we call stars today. I found out that they were called the Indestructibles. prior to naming them stars. So the indestructibles were there, and the pyramids were under them. And when I look today and see the pictures, they're still there. They're not moved off. If we're supposed to be spinning 1,000 miles an hour in a helix, doing 666,000 miles an hour, spinning around the sun and all the other stuff that don't line up. That's like, that would be like a disco ball. You feel what I'm saying? All the light and stuff, and we're still seeing those pyramids and the stars aligned above them. That's letting me know we are not moving.
We know they fed them a pack of lies. Everybody don't know it. Some people try to look at us stupid because we not physicists or nothing like that. How could you know? But I mean, logic and common sense will tell you that these motherfuckers don't know whether we moving or spinning. Like you didn't go outside of the universe and watch the whole universe move. You're just, guessing this from certain calculations and measurements you did here on Earth. So you really don't know that shit. You know what I'm saying? There's no way to all the way know that shit. Even if you go to the moon, you can't see the whole universe moving because you're still inside of it.
Right.
And when they go into like orbit, the astronauts go into orbit. They don't have to worry about the Earth and the rest of the solar system leaving them.
Right.
They don't have to worry about that. So this bitch ain't moving like that. Like, I don't think they really went into orbit and all of that shit. Like outside of the Earth. They might be doing something sort of inside there. I don't think they went outside of it. Because too much shit don't make sense that they saying. Like, how the fuck is this bitch moving that fast, but the motherfucking space shuttle could just float around the outside of the Earth without getting left?
That right there. And, we got those, what do they call it? The equator or whatever. Look, if we're spinning and we're covered in water, right? That means it should be spinning faster on one of the points, and the water should be just stuck in the middle. We shouldn't see water up top, and we shouldn't see water below if we're spinning 1,000 miles an hour. Water should be stuck like a belt surrounding Earth, the globe.
It'll be spinning fast at the equator.
And then where is the whirlpool?
It'll be spinning faster at the equator. That'll be the point is the fastest at right there.
Right.
The whole line, it'll be spinning fast as shit.
Right.
You can get dizzy.
And that's where all the water would be at. That's where all the water would be at. But you know what? It's not my job to wake people up or nothing. If they don't see the truth and they keep on going with this deception, that's on them. I'm sorry. I think my job is to tell my children the truth. My daughter always comes back with stuff from the school, and I'll be like, damn, I knew they was going to teach you that shit. I remember when they taught me, and I remember when my dad did. So I got to sit down and tell her the truth. And then she's like, no, that's not right, Dad. And I'm like, look, baby girl, Daddy has never lied to you. Understand that. Mommy and Daddy do not lie to you. Your teacher's lying to you. We got to send you to school, or else they're going to lock Mommy and Daddy up. And this is a fact. If I don't send my daughter to...
I didn't try to tell my kid that they're young, bro. Like, that's going to fuck their heads up. You can't send them to school, tell them you got to learn all this shit for 12 years, but all of it's bullshit. That's going to fuck their head up, bro.
You think so?
Yeah.
My dad didn't tell me it was a lie, but
they still got to learn it. Now they trying to learn something that they know is bullshit, and the whole time they're gonna be like telling the teacher, "This bullshit, this not real," and they're gonna be getting kicked out the class and everything. Like, kids can't just process this is fake, but I gotta learn it anyway. But don't tell nobody it's fake. Kids can't process that; they too real. They gonna be, man, fuck this shit you teaching me, teacher. This not true. My daddy told me such and such and such. They gonna stand up to the teacher.
You know what, Neo? She gonna stand up once or twice like I did, and then she gonna keep her mouth shut, and then she's just gonna know Daddy was right, because that happened to me. I went back to school and said, my daddy said we didn't start as slaves and this, and that. The teacher got mad. I got suspended for something like disturbing the class or something like that. But my dad was absolutely correct. He said we were kings and pharaohs, and we built the first universities and schools. So, of course, my daddy said my people built the first universities and school in Kathmandu and the Timbuktu and stuff, and they got mad. It was true. The nigga was telling the truth. We created the first universities and everything, and it took me another 20-some years to find the knowledge that he dropped on me. But he never lied to me. So I can't do that to my baby. It might have sounded like a lie and whatever I was going through, but when I replay those words in my head as a grown-ass man, my father told me the utmost truth. You know, and I want that for my children. I don't know what the fuck I stopped at the school for. I want that same thing for my kids when they get older and I'm not here. Because, you know, like I don't have no elders, y'all, to talk to. They all gone. So I'll be needing some of them good words, right? But I remember them words that they gave me. And those words that they gave me that I listened to, they're always spot on the money. So like I say, all we could do is give them the words. You know what I'm saying? If God put it in you to go talk to somebody and you felt like you was going to change them, that wasn't the mission. The mission was for you to just drop the seed, talk to them and be gone about it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the best way. Just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Y'all still there? Y'all gone? What happened?
Still here.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I just muted out.
But on the side note, don't we need more children truly being taught knowledge and using their brains and fighting back? You know they hated that. You know they hated the kid that knew. They hated that kid. They said he was a disturbance, and he was. Look, I didn't understand it as a child, but me knowing what I knew and telling the truth was a disturbance to those other kids, because the teacher's trying to train them in this way only. You know what I'm saying? But we need more of those kids, those disturbance kids that know a little bit more or just ain't falling for the okie doke. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because just imagine if we start out with the full knowledge and the truth. Just imagine if we start out knowing the truth, if our parents is just teaching us the truth. Like, our education these days is trash compared to the educations that we got from our parents a couple hundred years ago. You know what I'm saying? The true knowledge and the way to live and all the stuff, you know, like we'll look at the dandelions in the yard and we'll call them weeds. I know, because I used to be a lineman and people didn't like those. I don't want to see those. Could you get something to kill them and keep them out? You know, they use that as medicine, as aspirin. That's what the natives was using as aspirin, and all type of people around the world. They have that a dandelion. We call it dandelion here, but they call it something in another country. But it's the same plant, just on another part of the world. They still use those plants and herbs and stuff today, and we go straight for the chemical. We go straight for the chemical because we need that fast. What's the word I'm looking for? We need that microwave shit. We need it right now. We can't wait. I remember waiting when I heard I'm cooking dinner, right? Or it's about to be dinner, right? That was 3-4 hours out. You know what I'm saying? So we had to wait 3 or 4 hours, smelling the food and everything while we was hungry, right? My kids today, they be like, I'm hungry, and they get to complaining and stuff, and they keep on screaming, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. I'm like, man, you guys is different, because we couldn't even say that. We couldn't even walk in the kitchen. Wasn't even no walking in the kitchen when we cooking, because you can get tripped over. I could spill this hot pan, oil, fish oil, a chicken grease on you or something, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I'm always screaming. I gotta pop them on the ass or on the thigh. Get out the kitchen. I say, get out the kitchen. And then these little niggas say, baddie daddy, you baddie daddy. I'm like, damn. How am I baddie daddy for just parenting?
I'm trying to figure out, why do women, like, they love homosexuals so much? Like,
I run in the store. I want to hear this. Give me 5.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's like that's the most entertaining shit they ever seen. Is a gay man. Shit's stupid.
All right, let's talk about it because I was wondering the same thing, Neo. How
Yeah.
are you grooming your competition, which is wrong in every aspect?
No, I
Like,
was just saying like when you go to their page, like this girl had a troll page, and all through the troll page it was gay men, trannies on her profile pictures, uh, gay women, even homosexual women, studs and shit. You
mm-hmm,
know, it was just a whole bunch of homosexual shit and ugly people.
right,
Crackheads and stuff like that. But the majority of them was gay, and I'm
right.
like, well, this would not be on no man's page
Period.
unless he was gay. But like on no straight man page, we not entertained by that shit.
Not at all.
we don't find that damn funny. I mean, we might see one gay dude on a video, we might find it funny, but we're not gonna have a whole page full of gay shit laughing at it, and we straight.
Right. Look, I got a gay cousin, and she's older than me, and she's a woman, and she thinks she's a man, right? And she dresses up, she goes to the party, she wears strap-ons and everything. She looks like this nigga would, if it was a male, this would be one of my coolest cousins, right? But this nigga is weird, and every picture on his fucking page is some gay niggas wearing some weird shit, or some gay ass bitches thinking they niggas looking like men. And it's totally against everything. You know what I'm saying? And I had to block her. Like, you know, you can block for 30 days, or you could unfriend them but stay friends and don't see no posts. That's what I had to do, because every time I would open up, it would be some gay ass shit from her. Right. And if you call her a her, she gonna get mad. Like, for real, she gonna get mad at you if you say, sit down, bitch, or you said she's mad or something like that. I ain't no she. You go through a period every fucking month. You can have a baby. You's a she, motherfucker.
Straight up. They want to live in these delusions and shit, you know.
And then they get mad because we don't want to play their game. Look, I don't got to play your game. I don't have to call that fucking cat a dog. I refuse to call a cat a dog. I don't give a fuck if that nigga barking, Neo. I wouldn't give a shit if I seen a lion barking. I'm not going to call him a wolf or a dog, Neo. I don't give a fuck. That's a cat. That's a lion. You feel me? That's what's going on.
About, oh, wolf. Like, you a lion. You a lion.
Fuck. But that's them games that they want you to play with them, and then you're being difficult or whatever it is, and they make up these words to suit their narrative to persecute you. Like, nigga, you still being persecuted. We still being persecuted.
All right.
Period.
It's an attack on our minds and shit. It's an attack on everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's everywhere. Like the homosexuality is in all communities, but it just look different in all. Like
oh my goodness, it's like the melting pot. Yeah. It's
even
worse.
Though I know it's the same, it shouldn't be no worse. It's bad in any community, but I guess just because it's my community, I hate seeing my people like that.
Right.
Oh,
lost.
no.
I just be like, they lost. That nigga lost. He wearing
American Horror Story the other day, and that was one of my favorite shows I used to watch all the time. I can't even watch the new series. I can just cancel this season out. It's all about homosexuals. Oh, the whole season.
The whole season. Every last one's about some gay shit.
It's about a nigga who killing homosexuals. So that's the excuse for having homosexuals in every episode. I ain't seen a female yet. like no, I can't watch this shit. Y'all going too far now. You turned this into a homosexual show now.
Look, I was just telling the wife, I think paying for Disney Plus and these other little subscriptions, like $10-12 each, and Hulu and Netflix, I think that's better than paying for a cable bill that's like $100, $120 or something like that. Because like I told her, I said, we don't even watch 10% of the shit that's on the fucking the cable that we pay for. You know what I'm saying? And 90% of the shows that we used to watch, they got taken over by gay shit. I mean, literally taken over by gay shit. You know what I'm saying? And what was the one show? Black something? Blackish? It was another show. They gave us a Black Lightning, the Black Superhero. They gave us Black Lightning.
The only thing I see cable being good for is like award shows, sporting events like the Super Bowl, games and shit like that. That's not gonna be, it might be hard to find it on Fire Stick or something like that. But
Right.
I got a Fire Stick, and I don't worry about none of that Hulu, nothing. Like if it ain't on, between Fire Stick and the little free movie sites I'm on,
Right. Right.
anything I want to watch normally be on those.
Yeah, I used to live
So,
on those free websites. I free websites for years. Look, I watched so many movies, Neo.
yeah. You went out.
When I finally watched the real movie, pissed off because the color was bad, everything was wrong. They even cut scenes out the movie that I thought was right. You feel me?
Right.
And that was the
No, they
only
done
thing. So
came
I
a
stopped
long
watching
way
them.
from them
I
bootleg
lived on the video
things.
sites.
Yeah, they came a long
Someone
way
ran
from them bootleg.
my neighbor to the garage door.
I know them fuzzy movies you talking about, all fuzzy and you
Right.
can barely see it, and
Nick, the one that they took from the movies.
right, you see people walking all in front of the camera.
Right. Look, look. My nigga from New York, he worked in the theater, and he used to set a camera up back there, and it was great quality. But every now and then, you can see a head walking in the movie. You feel me? And then you'll hear
Right,
some niggas laughing or saying some other shit. And I'm like, fuck. But guess what? Nigga, them suckers was $20 in the hood. I ain't bullshitting you. $20 for the DVD of whatever it was. We were selling them like hotcakes. Remember, I told you we had the CD burner, CD and DVD burner.
yeah.
Man, that's crazy. I'm gonna have to. I seen my weed guy. He work at the local store, right? His daughter goes to school with my daughter. I'm gonna have to talk to him. I need these good prices, man. Maybe you could just stop by my house after work or something.
Right.
Yeah, I'm ready now, Neil. I got it all together. I got the whole studio hooked up. It's all together. Hmm.
That's what's up.
What the business is?
Ain't nothing cool in mine.
I thought y'all was on here debating the Bible or something. Y'all was just sitting on here chilling.
You came in wanting some smoke, Sam?
Well, yeah, man, shit. I told y'all, bro, I do this shit for entertainment when I'm fucking bored and shit. I ain't had a debate 4 months. That shit crazy. Hey,
Yeah,
which one of y'all ever heard of that Osay Bible? What the fuck is that book? The old
The
the old
Wasp.
the
oh,
Owaski.
I just heard JJ talk about it. That's my first time hearing about that, though. You know what I'm saying? I never really looked into it.
Yeah, I never
What's
heard
it
it, but
called?
I watched the Owase.
Yeah, well, I
Some
say
shit.
something like that. Oh, I say Bible.
The
Oh, yeah,
way
yeah, yeah, yeah,
how I
yeah.
got
Got a P
how
in it, the Waspy.
yeah,
I
like
heard
the
about
way
it.
like I seen it on I was watching Chris Harris on the Finding Abraham thing, and the dude that JJ was finna debate had got on there and was telling him about it. So Chris actually looked it up. He looked it up what is the old Sape Bible, and it was a dentist in the 1900s that wrote the motherfucker through automatic writing. It was a white dude that in the 1800s he was a dentist,
and he said he wrote it through automatic writing.
Oh
I'm like,
man,
man,
you
come on,
tripping,
man,
yo.
stop it. Like,
Yo,
come on,
yo,
man, stop.
heretic partner was the one that told me about it.
Who?
The
Greg,
one.
the
Fuck
one.
no. Fuck Greg.
Uh,
I know you wasn't gonna say the foot.
oh, that's what that shit is.
Okay.
See,
The
that's what
book.
we thought Christ Michael was talking about, though, Washby. He was talking about that other one. They kind of similar.
Yeah, yeah,
You're
what else
around.
is it? 1900. Yeah, I thought Jehovah's was Jehovah's Witnesses. I don't know Mormons call God Jehovah too.
Yeah, they do.
Jehovah is in the Bible. In the
Yeah, it
King
is.
James Bible, it say Jehovah.
Yep.
Well, I mean, of course, a flaming homo won't put it in his book. You know what I'm saying? But tonight. But I want to read it or watch this shit. I want to read that shit.
Jehovah's.
And this who God talked to. God talked to y'all. God talked to the most weirdest motherfuckers. I ain't bullshit. Like, damn, bro, you talking to the most weirdest son of a bitches. Like, he don't talk to nobody that's respectful or no shit. He talking to the weirdest motherfuckers.
Well, isn't it considered? Aren't those respectable motherfuckers considered worldly?
I
If you're
guess,
respected by all these other people and all this shit, don't he consider that worldly? So I can
yeah.
understand why he talking to the weird ones because the rest of them niggas is worldly. Ain't it say that in the book? Don't it say that in the book?
Yeah, I mean, shit, but that nigga, he trying to kill people and do science experiments on them and shit. Nigga, that's evil. Nigga, that's fucking evil. Nigga, why would God talk to an evil motherfucker? Yeah, yeah.
Ooh.
That yeah, that sound like Satan to me. They don't sound like no God or you know what I'm saying. That nigga must have had
Ooh.
the he must have been got the voices mixed up for some shit that he was hearing. Oh, we really know them niggas pseudo now. We really know. As soon as you said Osiris, we know they ass pseudo nigga because that nigga ain't real. So get the fuck out of here. We know your ass pseudo now.
I get tired of y'all saying Osiris not real.
Osiris is not.
Them Egyptians will have your neck talking about Osiris ain't real.
Right.
Man, them niggas ain't real, bro. If you believe that a bird, a nigga's walking around this bitch with a bird
Bro.
head, your ass need to be slapped. Real talk.
Bro,
If
y'all
you know,
believe it. Y'all the one
I
telling the
don't believe
story,
that
not
shit.
us. Y'all believe that shit.
That's what it is. It's stories. It's not real. We know it's not real.
So then
Just
Wait a
what's
like
minute.
the
Cat in the
point?
Hat.
What's the point of remembering the story? Y'all like these goddamn comedics go and buy these books and read this shit $700, $800. Like our Bible don't even cost that much. Y'all paying
Y'all,
$700 and
y'all
$800
some
to hear
freaks.
about a bird man that ain't real?
Okay, well let me ask you this. What's the point? Let, let me ask
Facts,
y'all
Right.
this.
Karima.
What's the point?
Facts.
Let me ask
Setting
you this.
up
What was
temples, spending
hold
thousands of
on, bro?
dollars setting up temples to
And
go and talk
imagine
about
how
some
much it
shit that's
costs.
not real.
Hold on, let me
Look,
ask you this.
imagine how much them temples cost back
God,
then to be
y'all gonna
set
let me
up and
talk?
all the
Y'all gonna
manpower it took to build those temples.
No,
And
you
y'all
then
ain't
gonna
what's
no
gonna happen?
hotel nigga. You can't talk for them.
I'm saying what
God
I'm
damn.
saying is, bro, what like y'all saying what's the point of the stories? Like what's the point of the three little pigs to convey a fucking message? The three
Bro, ain't
little
No,
pigs
nobody
that's
wasn't
an
paying
real.
American
700,
story.
It
eight
ain't
That's an
hundred
real.
dollars
American
for the three
tale.
little pigs. You moving
I
the
mean,
goalposts. Ain't
yeah, you
nobody
would.
building temples to the three little fucking pigs, nigga.
Period.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they
No,
are.
they not,
Who?
bro.
Yeah, they
Now you
are.
being dishonest. No, they not. Ain't nobody having schools of thought with grown people, with grown motherfuckers reading the three little pigs. Nobody doing that.
Right.
Yeah, they is.
but y'all going studying Egyptian religion. Because that's all
Who?
it is.
And
Them
culture.
motherfuckers was exactly real. Those ancient Egyptians who wrote about them, they were writing about real beings. They wasn't saying these people. Nowhere in none of their writings do it say none of these people are real.
Don't
Nowhere.
get mad because don't get mad because nobody in the
Karima.
Bible real. Don't get mad. Don't get mad because nobody in the fucking Bible real.
Right. Karima, did you see that one where they found one of those, a queen or something like that, and she had that alien-shaped head, and they did her DNA test, and she's 100% human? Like, we need to talk about this because I remember I hear the comedian, the aliens and stuff because the elongated heads and things.
Hold on,
But we
hold
done
on.
found some.
I gotta get off real quick.
Okay,
I'll be right
but
back.
we done found some, and they done did the DNA test, right? And they're human. They're human. They're not aliens. They just have long
I know
heads.
that's why I'm taking my shit off.
We know. Look, those Egyptians, the real Egyptians, knew that shit was real. They carved it in temples. It's all the shit that we found. Just imagine, we've only probably found 10% of what's buried up under that desert over there. You know what I'm saying? So as we get better technology and we start to, find more of these ancient burial chambers and stuff, we're going to see what's on the walls and what do they got to say on the wall. Because I don't think they had stories like the Three Little Pigs, and I don't think they had fanciful minds like we have today because we were taught what fantasy was. I don't think they were teaching what fantasy was. I don't even think they had a concept for fantasy back then. I think everything that they depicted, that they wrote down, is what they actually seen with their eyes, and they put it on the walls the best way that they could.
Tell y'all.
They even mention Yahweh in the Gnostic text. He's one of the principalities that was created. Or no, Yahweh. I'm sorry. Yeah, and Jehovah. Jehovah was the one. Jehovah's in the whatchamacallit too. Of course, Yahweh.
Bro, I just can't believe that the new thing. We gonna study this shit, but we know all these people not real. Like that's the dumbest concept I ever heard. Like that's how you get introduced into demon worship by them telling you it's not real, but that shit is exactly real.
Right. You know how real it is, Neo?
So
Did they
real they
not
gotta
carve
lie about it,
Washington's
but
them
what you
face? Did they not make gigantic monument statue idols of George Washington and all them other people? Where
yeah.
did they get this idea of carving faces into the mountains and stuff?
From the Egyptians.
Exactly. You know what I think? I said this is the Babylon, New Babylon, and we get all the Egyptian culture shit is here, even on the money. All the Egyptian culture's here, even in Washington. It's all here. Some of these old buildings that we have in our cities that are super old, they have this. They have that Egyptian shit around it somewhere near it. So to me, that's who's running the shit. That's like their gang tag, if you want to call it that. They got their gang tag. What they call that obelisk posted up in all of the major spots. You feel me? So what does that mean?
Mm-hmm. Right, like nobody can make that make sense. Why are you learning about something and talking about something that is not real? Why you have comedic schools
Whew.
to teach this shit that's not real? A nursery
Not,
rhyme. No, like
not just that, Neo. They have what they call Egyptology. The white people established a study. So
for
white
something that's
people
not
established
real.
a study on some fake shit that's not real. Whew. For years, this just wasn't a couple year thing. They're still teaching Egyptology today. They're still doing archaeological, whatever they call it, digs and all this shit. They're still desecrating our ancestors' graves in the name of science. So, in that way, since we're calling it archaeology, right, it's okay for me to dig up your grandfather's grave. Does that make sense? I'm just asking. When was it ever okay to dig up your ancestors? When did we ever permit the digging up of our ancestors
We never
until they
digged,
came up with this?
bro. They
Huh?
never digged up their ancestors.
Mm,
They always dig up other cultures' ancestors.
facts.
I ain't gonna lie, Altarez, pointed that one out.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was talking about the Egypt, and I was like, damn, I never thought about it like that. They digging up the Egyptians' ancestors like it's legal. I ain't never seen them go dig up George Washington
They
and put
won't.
his bones on display.
They won't. They put his fake. They said he had wooden dentures. I would love to see wooden dentures in the
Right.
body in the museum. You feel me?
Dig that bitch up. Let's see that shit. You know, Alexander the Great. Dig his ass up where he at.
Right. Dig up one of the whatchamacallits, one of the popes or one of the Caesars. I know they know where one of the Caesars' bodies are. At least Constantine. Come on, tell me they know where Constantine is buried. Dig that nigga up, take some of them Christian artifacts or whatever they call them, and stick them in a museum and charge people to come see that shit. They're not going to do it. Have they done it with Asians? They ain't even done it with the Asians. They only do it with a certain type of people.
I don't know. They might have did it with the Asians.
I think the Asians gave it to them. You remember that one where they found all those statues, 1,000 statues and stuff? It was all buried and for one guy and shit and the whole nine.
Yeah.
I think they gave that, or gave them some of the artifacts. But that's one thing the Asians ain't doing. Like it's only Africans. Well, we know why, but they don't have those type of artifacts from other countries that weren't lent to them. You know what I'm saying? They only have and possess African artifacts. And then they were saying it was based on the fact that we didn't know it was art when they created it. He didn't know that was art when he created it out of clay or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever he was drawing or making out of gold or carving. He didn't know that was art. That's what they said. So we don't have no idea of art. It was just trash to us. So that's justifying them keeping it because we don't have no idea of what true art is and whatnot. I was watching it why they didn't want to give Africa and Ghana and them back their artifacts that were stolen, especially the shit stolen by the queen that just died up under her reign. Give the shit back that she stole. You know what I'm saying? But no, they're not going to do it. And again, it was them raiding Africa, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Oh, come on. It's been Africa. Have y'all noticed? It's been Africa and America where they've been finding these super duper gigantic discoveries at for a reason. And if there's a reason why we're here and in Africa, I'm just asking the question. I know they said we got dropped off during the slave trade, but that's convenient, right? We got dropped off along these islands, right? And became populated on those islands. These are the stories they be trying to tell us. And that we fall, us here in America, hold on, I just got to say this. Us in America, we fall for these stories.
Say we fall for the story.
Yeah. See, this is the thing about us. What's fucked up? I don't know in other countries in Puerto Rico or stuff, but I'm pretty sure if they were slaves and they fought for their freedom, I'm sure when you talk to one of them, they'll tell you, yeah, my great ancestor so and so was a slave. He came here on the boat. This thing. We can't say none of that. We go back to slavery. I think that's a fundamental problem for us people here in America, because when we go back, we got to stop at slavery. What was we before slavery? We don't know. There's no records. They burnt records, and then they call you nigger or nigga, whatever it is, right? But when you look back to the first use of that term here in America, it was nigga, all that shit was referred to the indigenous, what they call Indian here. And then they came and said you was African American. When did African Americans become niggas? When you look back at the history of this country and who they was talking about when they was calling them niggers and all that stuff. You got to look at it. That's why I asked. That's why I said it's strange that it was Africa and America. And then I read the story about Mansa Musa's brother bringing some Jews over here. I wish I had a Hebrew on here. But he said Mansa Musa's brother brought over a whole bunch of Jews so they could come and live here in Americas. You know, so I don't know. This is just a little information I came across. Then I came across some information that said Christopher Columbus was sent here to look for specific people, and he found them when he got here. He wasn't looking for Indians in India. He was looking for these niggas specifically here, and he found them.
Yeah, I don't know. That don't really make sense. You know, the story they told make more sense than that. Because why would they be called Indians if they wasn't looking for Indians?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. But I don't know. If I say we
know these people over here was called Indians.
That's we know what that. They called them. They did not call themselves Indians.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
You know these people over here were called Indians. You know, so that's fact. Like we sing TV shows and everything. These people were called Indians.
Yeah. That's what they called them. Yes, sir. That's what the British called them.
If that whole Columbus story wasn't true, it wouldn't make sense why they are called Indians.
Well, I don't know why they're called Indians either. The only Indians that I really know of that have been called Indians and called themselves Indians are the Arab Indians. Those type of Indians. Those are the only people that I know in their history that they called themselves Indians. These natives here didn't call themselves Indians. The English.
That's not what I'm saying. I know they didn't. I'm saying they were called Indians. Why were they called Indians?
I don't know why they called them Indians. I can't tell you why they called them Indians.
You do know why they called them Indians. They told us the story all through school. You just said why they were called Indians.
Oh, because they thought they was looking for India, which they had already traded with. That's what I was saying. See, my words be fucked up sometimes. They already knew where India was. They had already established a trade route with India. How did he mess up so bad to end up in America and call these people Indians if they had already been trading with India?
Because they was looking for a faster route to get there. It makes sense. That makes sense. Them going to look for a specific group of people and then, calling them Indians, like that don't make sense. If they knew these people wasn't Indians, they wouldn't have called them Indians.
Well, maybe I think they were sent here on purpose, and the first people who got here actually of them colonized it. So I think they called it India because they had already, like I said, they was already established in India. They already had factions and armies over there in that part of India, right?
If they was
And
from India and called it India, it would make more sense. You know, like we're naming it after our homeland. No,
right,
but no, they're not from India. They from England. They should have called it England, New England, or you know, they do have a place called New England, but you know,
that's here, yeah, in America, yeah.
but they called them Aborigines or whatever Indians because that's where they thought they was going.
Right,
Like
right. Well, you know what? Neil? That's fair. That's fair. I
that's
can't
what
say
I
that's not
mean. That's
fair.
what they said. You know.
Right. No, I'm
And it
saying that
makes too
because
much sense.
I'm saying that because we know we got these Operation Desert Storm, right? We know the troops went over there for, the whatever it was, right? The weapons of mass destruction. But there were also other groups with generals there for another reason. A whole totally different reason that ain't had nothing to do with Desert Storm. And that was their, window in. Like I don't know. I don't run the government of killers and shit. I can't explain to you why, but I do know if I came across some land and I didn't see no other kingdoms, flags or nothing around it, and it was just these wild people, I know I would try to claim that land as mine. And I and that's what I'm understanding. I'm with you on that because why didn't they call it uh, New England or wherever Spain, New Spain, or something like that, wherever Spain then was from, whoever sent the ships here. Why didn't they call this landmass that part and claim the whole country? Or did they? Am I missing something?
Mm.
Because the conquistadors and all that shit, that's Spanish, right? Ain't that who sent? Ain't that who sent Columbus?
I don't know who said Columbus. I thought it was England.
England. It could have been, but I thought they were together during that time. Uh,
I know Columbus was Portuguese, but
mm, Portuguese Columbus, man. Well, if it was Portuguese, it was Spain who sent him. Brother Shonsky, what's happening?
What's up, man? I'm going to do a show in about 2:00 with one of my homies and shit. So I'm just testing out my science. This time it's about science, but I'm just making sure my camera looks good and shit. So like I gotta look up. I gotta look up because the camera is higher than like the little camera on your computer. So I gotta make sure I look up at the camera and not down at the computer. If I'm looking down.
Right.
You can tell I'm looking down. I'm just trying to make some final adjustments. But I gotta go to work like right after that shit. Just making sure the shit is straight. Just making some adjustments.
I like that wall you got built right there, Sean.
Oh yeah, man. I try to, it's unorganized though. I was playing some records the other night when Neil and them was in the call. It's unorganized though. Like shit is not where you know what I'm saying? I can't find shit easy. Some doubles are in the other room and it's I gotta organize it. But I'm not gonna be the records that much anyway. I'm gonna be using a computer mainly. The records is just to show off, I guess. All right, let me see if this motherfucker's level. still leaning. God damn it. That's better. I guess. God damn. Just trying to get the motherfucker level. Shit. Yeah, it's pretty level. Yeah, that'll work. Fuck it.
Oh.
Same time I got some damn chicken on the grill, so I got it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like doing a bunch of shit here. What was y'all talking about?
Everything. It was pretty good. Niggas weren't cussing each other out and shit, so.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I'm straight now. Shit. Oh. Oh man.
Fucking dispatch and try to hit me with an old bait and switch. Tell me one day, tell me to bring the trailer up here. And then when I get up here, now it's like, oh, we want you to take the truck to the shop to get them to look at it so you can go deliver the load. And that ain't what you told me. You told me to bring the motherfucker here, the trailer here. Now you trying to still get me to deliver it. No.
We'll switch.
I mean, these motherfuckers love doing that shit.
What happened, Mom?
I said the show today is about science. My boy got a website and a chat group that we do. But I'm going to be doing an interview with Walt Thornhill from the Thunderbolts Project to be announced. I just don't have a date yet of what day it's going to be. But that's going to be the grand finale where I can ask him all the questions I need to about the electric universe. He's the chief scientist of the electric universe. So I get to ask him all the shit about their brand of science versus the mainstream's brand of science, and why there's such a hostile reaction and pushback from the mainstream to their science, which has been around at least recently for more than 50 years. But you know, the mainstream has censored them from Wikipedia. They censored them. There's like a trial you can look at of how they were trying to get on and all the arguments and stuff, but they're censored. So we're in the 21st century, and if something's censored, then we have to really see, well, why is this group of people censored by the mainstream establishment for having a Wikipedia page? So if it's pseudoscience, as they would claim, the mainstream would say this is just pseudoscience. Well, if it's pseudoscience, why can't they have a pseudoscience fucking why can't they have a Wikipedia page then? Or is it really science, and it's such a rival to the mainstream science that it's making y'all look bad? It's pretty much how I'm putting it out there. The shit right here looks like it's making the mainstream look bad. So this is why they got you censored. But censorship nowadays, to me, there ain't no place for it. If you're censored from something, that's pretty serious. Unless you like Kanye and shit. But that nigga just went nuts. He just went nuts and shit. I see that nigga now got all kind of companies boycott him now and stuff. Shit, like god damn, man. He got companies saying don't do business with him. I mean, that's a little different because of yeah, that seems to be a little different. That's blackballing person where it's like, you know, he's talking about the Jews and shit. They don't take too kindly to that. But we're talking about scientists, man. Like, why is this banned? You know, why is this banned? Basically, banned it. It's banned from Wikipedia. So that's coming up though. Probably not till mid-November, mid to late November. I'll get that out. Other than that, just doing what the fuck I'm doing, man. Working. Regular ass shit. Never ends. Day in, day out. Never ends.
Yeah, Denise ass still mad. They still trying to do shit.
Like what?
I don't know. They supposed to be doing a whole show. Surviving Neo. You know, they did the song and now they trying to do the show.
I seen something like that. What is that about?
Because I was fucking with that whole lens. And then when shit went bad, Denise was all in the midst of it. Like Denise was, you know, the reason the shit didn't work out in the first place. She didn't want the shit to work out.
Oh, she was hating. She was fucking hating on you.
All right.
Damn, man.
She was.
So I seen a little thing like, what is that? He did say surviving Neo or something like, what the fuck is this?
Right, and out of me and Denise, everybody know who the most trustworthy person is out of me or Denise.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not, but Lindsay don't know this whole, so she believe in everything this bitch saying. She don't know how messy Denise is. She don't know about that part of it. I mean, she know it, but she still trusts the hoe for some reason. She still trusts her. So she got played, and I got played. You know. And the bitch still ain't satisfied. She still want more. So now I got to figure out what to do to get back at Denise because she got to get this payback.
Oh shit.
She got to get this payback. Just trying to figure out the best plan of action. And everybody knows she sell pussy already, so she ain't really got no shame when it comes to that.
Hmm? Wait, what?
Yeah, she a prostitute.
First I heard of it.
I thought you knew.
That's what Han Solo said in the fucking movie, The Force Awakens, when they was looking for that robot, and he was like, "You're looking for a droid that looked just like that." He said, "First I heard of it." I didn't know anything about that, man. Come on, man. Stop, Neo. I'm lost. You just lost me, dog.
I guess everybody don't know it.
I was gonna say, what's wrong with that? I mean, seriously, what's wrong with that?
I mean, you can't really do that when you're a plus size girl. Like it ain't the same.
What ain't the same? Selling pussy?
Yeah,
Why not?
you buying pussy from plus size women?
No.
All right.
I mean, I ain't buying pussy, but I'm just saying, if I was gonna, I wouldn't. I would be looking for some.
That's what I'm saying.
I'd be looking for some dime shite type shit, like the shit I want, like portions, whatever,
Yeah.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it almost make her untouchable. I could talk about all the niggas she fucked with back here, but
Wait, what niggas?
maybe I got you. Maybe I got you.
What? I mean, I know about Greg.
Oh man. Oh, the list goes on.
You guys, man, I must be out the loop.
Greg, before Greg, it was Joshua.
Oh yeah.
She wanted to get at JJ, but I don't know what happened with that. Then who after that? Alfie. I don't think she fucked with
That's
him.
Kareem. I see now.
Yeah, no. Oh yeah. But I don't think she fucked him or was fucking with him like that. Like, I don't know, romantic shit.
Mm.
But she did fuck Alfie. He was home
Yeah,
and staying with her. She took advantage of her. He was probably underage and everything.
probably the time way it sounds. I know about that though. They go way back.
Right.
Mm.
Uh, this nigga Sean and Sutek. Not you, Sean, but the other
Okay, I met
Sean.
the other Sean. Yeah.
He was fucking with him. Then she switched to his homeboy Sutek, but she got mad at him. So she made her rounds in these back checks.
Mm. Wow. Well, I'll be damned. Hey man, everybody got their own twist. I'm not using the back chat to try and get no pussy though. I'm just not.
All right.
Unless you live right up the street. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't driving for no pussy. I ain't traveling no goddamn where. You know. Mm-mm. Lord have mercy. Oh man.
See, I don't know how good her pussy selling business is going because at the same time she was paying Greg ass. She was paying that nigga cell
Yeah.
phone and all kind of shit
Yeah, I
just to
know.
fuck with him.
All that shit. I know.
You
Like
know.
that's
So I don't get that how you selling pussy but you paying niggas phone bills. You paying for dick. You selling pussy but paying for dick.
oh, excuse me. Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. Shit.
Man, I can't believe these niggas did play me like that though.
Mm.
I was just supposed to be driving the trailer off. But did you at least bring the trailer up here? Motherfucker. So I came brought the trailer up here because, there was something wrong with the truck why I wasn't going, it don't have, the same type of pump on it. I hope they don't plan on trying to charge me for this shit. I want to just pull off and leave this fucking trailer here and act like I didn't see their message. That's what I want to do. And I just might do that. I'm saying, man.
I don't know. Like I didn't see it. I didn't see.
Something happened to Ronda Rousey?
I don't know why. I ain't hearing that.
It's saying something about Mike Tyson drops a painful bombshell. Mike Tyson drops painful Ronda Rousey bombshell. But it's one of them clickbait things. It ain't getting straight to the point. Now Ronda Rousey on WWE SmackDown. That proves what I've been telling people, that fucking UFC was fake too. All that shit fake.
UFC?
Ronda Rousey is a two-time WWE SmackDown Women's Champion.
Yeah, she is in that shit now.
I didn't know she was in the shit.
Yeah, I've seen her on some video clips, and I was wondering what the fuck's going on. Well, you just explained it.
So if she's in WWE SmackDown, and before that she was fighting UFC, Ken Shamrock and Kurt Angle come from UFC. Like, eventually,
when
you
you're
gotta look
watched,
at UFC as,
yeah, when you're washed up in UFC though, I mean, I guess Neo, that's the entertainment. You know what I mean? Like it's entertainment. Like WWE is entertainment solely.
So I think UFC, that shit is fucking brutal, man. You get fucked up. She got fucked up. You know what I
But
mean? She got fucked up.
it's probably no more brutal than what's it ECW back in the day?
Oh shit.
ECW was pretty fucking brutal. But it was still fake. But it was just dangerous. They was doing dangerous ass stunts in ECW.
Yeah. Yeah.
Throwing people on the tables, wrapped with barbed wire.
Yep.
Shit.
True.
It was probably fake barbed wire. St. Louis High School, 3 dead, including the suspect.
I think I seen something about that earlier.
It's the shit that make me want to just pull off because this dude we did not talk about this. You know what I'm saying? I told him I didn't have the connections on my truck to deliver the load. I wasn't gonna be able to do it. He was like, okay, well, did you at least, can you at least bring the fucking trailer, up to them? Fine, I'll bring the trailer up to you. Now he's telling me to go put the truck in the shop and let them look at it to try to see if they can connect the trailer. I'm not still going to run this load.
What kind of trailer is it?
It's a chemical tanker, but it has its own pump on it, and it needs a hydraulic connection.
Oh, you don't have a tank? You don't have a hydraulic tank on your truck?
I don't have a hookup. I don't have a connection to hook the trailer up to the truck.
Well, I think that pretty much sums that up.
But he's trying to get me to go to the shop so they can put the connection on there to hook the trailer up to the truck. Now, this is a loaner truck. This is not even my fucking truck. So I don't know if they're going to charge me for the shop. Like when I put my truck in the shop, I got to pay for it. If y'all try to make me pay to put this truck in the shop, I'm not doing that shit. I'm not doing that shit. Then it's going to delay me a whole day, which if I go home, they probably going to catch an attitude and not give me a load for a couple days. So it's like I'm in a bind. Like I almost have to do it. If I don't do it, they're going to try to sit me at home for a few days with no load. I already know how that shit going to go. I've been trying to stick with this company, but I might have to get up out of here. Go somewhere else because they bigger than the last company I was at, but they're still a small company, so there's only a few load planners. They control your check too much. You know what I'm saying? They got too much power over you. I don't like nobody playing games, catching attitudes, and I'm not getting no load and my check suffering for it. I don't like nobody doing that shit. You remember Deron Tillis?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in his group, in one of his groups, and I guess he must have told Tootie about the Morning Star and Morning MOUR. You know how they say, like all these people, like, oh, I can't say good morning because morning means death. All that shit. I'm like, that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's you know that only work in English. Morning and MOR and MOUR is two different words.
Right.
And they have two different meanings. They got two different, completely different etymologies and everything else. So how people get away with saying they the same word, and then so what the girl asked, she was like, the Bible calls Satan, and she asked who was the morning stars, and I said, well, Lucifer was called that in the Old Testament, and then Jesus was called that in the New Testament, and I believe it's a title that Lucifer lost when he fell, and it was given to Jesus, right? So she was like, so doesn't mourning mean death? And I'm like, no, that's some conscious community pro-black ideology bullshit. That ain't that ain't got no validity in any kind of language system. Mourning and mourning means two different things. And so I went to the Hebrew, well, actually I went to the Greek and showed where the Bible said mourning, MOR, and showed where it said MOUR, and went to the Greek and showed that it was two completely different words that was used there. It wasn't the same word used both times. When you go to the Greek, it was like completely different. And once she saw that, she was like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense. Then Deron, I guess, he was the one who was teaching her all this bullshit. He sees one of my comments saying morning and morning is two different things, and he like prove it. And I'm like, if you look up further, I already did. It's proven. I showed the breakdown in the Greek that it's two completely different words. I showed it. He don't like getting upstage, and he didn't even have to jump in this one. He was upstage before he even responded. He could have just read a little further and shut the fuck up, and he would have saw that I already did prove it. He good at trying to weasel his way out of the conversation. He gonna try to slick something in there, but the fucking screenshots proved it already. I dropped the screenshots where they come from two completely different root words that have nothing to do with each other. One talking about the early part of the day, the other talking about lamenting for the dead. Two different words.
Yeah, I've heard that for a long time. There ain't nothing new. Long time. Yeah, shit ain't nothing new. Let's see what time it is. All right, I got a little bit of time. I woke up late. I was trying to get this chicken on a little earlier because that call was like 2 o'clock my time. But I'm all ready for work though. I'm gonna have my shit on downstairs when the call starts and the video starts. I'm gonna ask him a few questions and stuff to kind of help my bull out. And then I'm gonna run out here, you know what I mean, flip the chicken, you know what I mean, get it right, get it right, run back down to the camera, come back. Okay, I'm back. Like I'm tight today. Because it was supposed to be an hour earlier, but then my poor fucking said he has something to do and he can't do it till later. And I'm like, God damn it. Here we go with this bullshit. Oh well. I should have my Twitch channel ready this week. All I gotta do is put the what you call it, like my thumbnail up, my picture and my description and stuff, and really just go in and test it now. Because I went and got the SD card, a longer cable, but I just gotta make sure that audio is gonna come through the camera like it's supposed to with the plug, and the Wi-Fi is supposed to pick up the camera. Because I can't do it with the wire like a webcam. To do live, I have to be wireless. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna test it out. Because I'm gonna be like the niggas, man. I be watching their DJ videos, DJ shows, and that little spinning wheel will come up and they'll lose a connection and shit, and then it'll come back on. I don't want to be one of them dudes, man.
Right.
Where like every couple minutes and shit, it's streaming and then it comes back. You know, then a dude will come up if your shit gets real fucked up. A dude will come up on your screen just holding his hand on his head. You know what I mean? And it'll flash, meaning you got to pretty much reconnect. You got to start over again. That happened to Lord Finesse on Saturday. We was listening to him play records and shit. It's like, okay, yeah. And then it started acting up, and then he had to start over again. He went from like 800 people in his room to like 2, you know, like, but it came back up, and he got like about 500 or so people back. But it's like, shit. But I'm really relying on my peoples though from Pittsburgh. I'm relying on them dudes, man. So I got to discipline myself to actually come home, go to sleep, and get up because they start early in the morning. They start at like 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. So I got to be ready to DJ by like 10. By like about 12 and be able to go for at least an hour. So I got to be right. I can't be half hungover and shit. You know, got my clothes in the dryer. Got to cook something to take to work. I got to be on point. So some motherfuckers got like 12. One dude got 12,000, 15,000 followers. The lowest, my boy Adam, he got 1,200. But I'm like, shit. He went from like 200 to 1,200 quick as shit. I get straight, start grinding it out.
What it do? What's up, Sean? Cuz?
What's going on, man?
Shit, that man sitting here watching the be studying the old boy that you pointed me out to.
Oh yeah, he just did that video on Saturday. He did that video on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm already
and
just letting you know that
now
the
I'm
stuff
gonna
you said on Going Devil Ears, bro. I actually be going reviewing that stuff, bro.
And then I'm doing a video today with my boy Ramon. He lives down in Kentucky, he has a web page dedicated to electromagnetic science.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like in late November, I'm gonna interview Walt Thornhill from the Thunderbolts Project. I reached out to him because we're in the same fucking goddamn private group, and I'm like, "Yo, Wall, you know, will you do an interview with me and stuff?" And he's like, "Sure."
Yeah, man. I told you I need to get in there, bro. I need to get in
He
there,
said,
man. I need to be with the rest of my people, man.
he said, so he said, uh, yeah, he would do it, structure it. I gave him the structure and the outline, and I told him he could modify it or whatever. But what I really want to do on this video is set the record straight because they're censored from Wikipedia. I told Neil and Cream was on the call. They're censored from Wikipedia, and I have like the
You talking
transcript.
about Thunderbolt Project people?
Yeah, they're censored. They're not allowed to have a Wikipedia page.
What?
Yeah, listen. So I have all the transcripts from Wikipedia when they were petitioning to get a Wikipedia page, and the mainstream scientists that were like, no, and it was a mad disaster of just going back and forth. Yo, listen, this shit is deep, and I'm like, God damn. So it all had to do with because they shot. This is like in the early 2000s. I don't know if y'all know about this, but they shot a missile at
the moon.
At Temple 1, Comet Temple 1.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And that comet, like, it's local. It's I want to say off the top of my head, it goes between maybe Jupiter and Mars, maybe. I forget now. But anyway, so they were gonna shoot a missile back in the day, 2001, I think it was, 2002, at this comet. So the mainstream thinks comet is a dirty snowball. So what they were expecting to happen was when that missile hit that fucking comet, it was gonna bust a hole in it, and water was gonna go flying every fucking where, right? So Walt Thornhill, being the guy he is, he was like, no, slow down. So he made it and published a prediction, and he said because that fucking bomb is made out of copper, right? The comet carries a negative charge. The copper bomb is carrying more of a positive charge. So he said, I'm gonna tell you exactly what the fuck's gonna happen. Number one is ain't gonna be no water like you think. There is water on a comet, but it's in the coma and the tail.
Right.
And it's because of it's called electrical etching. That's another prediction that they made, that there's a little bit of water, but it's only in the coma and the tail. It's not coming from the comet. It's coming from the coma. So they already predicted that. And they said what's going to happen is, he said that bomb is going to get close, and before it impacts, because it's copper, there's going to be an arc. You'll see one flash. Then he said you're going to see another flash. 3. But I'm doing a live call at 2 downstairs, so I'm like kind of hurrying up. That's it.
Amazon driver found
the flash, man. Finish.
All right, so what I'm saying, that's my wife. So what happened was the flash. It'll because the comet is negatively charged and it's not inert. There's going to be a arc flash. He was like, you're going to see one flash, and you're going to see a second really big flash. And he said the comet is not going to impact the surface like you think, and it's not going to blow a hole in it, and there's not going to be water flying around everywhere because it has a charge to it. It's not an inert object. So he got his prediction right. Nonetheless, he got his prediction right, and the mainstream was like kind of baffled. Is like, where's all this water at? And why didn't it, blow this big ass hole in it, and you could see all this water? So that's when this shit got real grimy between the mainstream and him. It got real super grimy. Right. So they tried to say you did see water. So when you see the explosion, you can see some material fly off, but the material was mainly dust. And mainstream tried to say it was water, and you can see the reflection of the water that was a reflection of the sun. So they was like, well, where the fuck did the water go? If that's supposed to be water, but they're saying it was only 0.5% water, like it's supposed to be. And that was the dust from the explosion, from the impact. Right. Man, it started controversy like you wouldn't even understand. So they were like,
how do they differentiate like ice crystals, crystalline substances versus like water at that type of distance? Like how do you
that's the point they was trying to make. And they're like, no, you got it wrong, and what you're trying to do is save face. So they argued to Wikipedia said we're gonna censor you guys from having a Wikipedia page. You can't have one. So
that's fucked up.
Amen.
So we call them pseudo skeptics. So now there's like a dude, that one dude that what's the boy from Jamaica's name? What's his name? What's the boy? Dennis. Dennis was like, watch this video. And it was this fucking white dude named Professor Dave. And Professor Dave put out 3 videos, one about the Electric Universe, one about the Sapphire Project, which experiments, and the third one was about Walt Thornhill himself. He called him a fraud. He called him a shyster. So when I hit Wall up, I was like, yo, but you know this though. But I said, you see what this guy's doing. So if I Google Electric Universe, this fucking guy's video comes up. If I Google the Sapphire Project, this fucking guy's video comes up. If I Google your name, this fucking guy's video comes up. So he's like, he don't pay much mind to pseudo skeptics, but he's gonna do it. But I'm gonna bring all this shit up.
Nah, yeah, it needs to come to light, bro, because they're trying to bury that shit.
Yeah, you're trying to bury it. But it's like, look, it's been around, it's peer reviewed, but it's been around
for almost 100 years.
Yeah, it's been around. It ain't like it's new, but it's like, here's the point. If you're gonna say that science is, see, here's what's fucked up. I'm just gonna break it down real simple. We know in technology how things really work.
Right.
That's what we know for sure. Electrical current coming to your house, engineers that build bridges, highways, chemists. They know what chemicals can and will kill you. We know how that shit works. But when it comes to space science, we don't really know how it works. You can say you know how the fuck it works, but you don't really fucking know because you don't have any experiments you can run to prove this is how the fuck you say it works, except for the Electric Universe people. They do have experiments. They do have predictions. So if their predictions are 100%